Win and you're in. That's the battle cry. Coming off a 42-6 win versus Lone Oak last Friday, the Bulldogs travel to Commerce tonight and try and supplant themselves into the playoffs after a 2-year absence. Perhaps the playoffs have already begun in the mind of Coach Jay. The atmosphere tonight should suggest so. Live from Ernest Hawkins Field at Memorial Stadium at Texas A&M Commerce. It's football time in Texas.
Warning, the following high school football game is not for the faint of heart.
Kissing goodbye. It is touchdown time in Texas. It's a Haley's Comet for the first time in his career.
Please take all necessary precautions.
Williams wide open, 20-10, kissing goodbye. They get a turnover and a bunch of Air Sigleskis.
How about that, Arturo?
Howe Bulldogs football is on HoweEnterprise.com and is brought to you by Sonic of Howe, Scoggins Funeral Home, Attorney Micah Belden, Bucksnort Barbecue, TechWave, Ed Meacham State Farm, Knight Furniture, Independent Bank, Star Auto Body, Torque Plumbing, Family Attorney Kimberly Killebrew, Juan Enciso Farmers Insurance, GCEC, The Old Man at the Coffee Shop, Summit Media Service, the Howe Athletic Booster Club, Baker AC and Heating, Hit Exteriors.
Haley's throwing the deep ball down the right side. He's got a man. It's caught. Harmon, 45-40.
Now get ready because it's football time in Texas on HoweEnterprise.com. Here's the voice of Howe Bulldogs football, Monty Walker.
Well, it is late October. It's cold. It's rainy. It's everything you want for a playoff-type atmosphere. A chance to clinch for the Howe Bulldogs. Justin White, what a night we hope we are in for in Commerce, Texas tonight. Yeah.
Can you hear me? Okay. I don't know if I can hear myself.
Well, I can't hear you. Okay. Yeah, I think that's you. There you go.
All right.
There
A little technical difficulty to start out the game here.
Okay,
All
that's two we've had already. Okay.
Yeah.
We're not going to say anything about an omen.
Nothing. Don't jinx us again. Don't jinx us tonight. Yeah. But yeah, it's a cold, rainy night here in Commerce. I'm just glad our location is not like it was at Bell's a few weeks ago, which was out in the bleachers.
Yeah, that would not be good.
But no, it's a cold, rainy night, but a chance for the Bulldogs to clinch a playoff spot, the first one in 3 years if they're able to get in tonight. But they got the work ahead cut out for them here against Commerce. Some speed on that team.
It was 2016, a home game against Pilot Point that Howe completely dominated on their way to a 31-3 win to clinch the playoffs, and that's the last time. It seems like a long time ago that Howe's been in the playoffs. Really only 2 seasons without, but it seems like a long time.
It does seem like quite a bit, but you got a chance to make up for that. Coach Jay, a chance for him to go to the playoffs for the first time in his coaching career. So and I know a lot of the Bulldog players are looking forward to having an opportunity to play in postseason play.
It's game number 773 for the Howe Bulldogs, who are 388, 360, and 24 lifetime since 1935. Like you said, this is for a playoff spot. Howe 3-5, 2-2 in district, and Commerce 2-5, 1-2 in district. Both are fighting for that spot tonight to keep pace behind Pottsboro, who's undefeated in district, Van Alstyne, who has 1 loss, and that's to Pottsboro, and Raines, who has 1 loss to Van Alstyne, and they're playing Pottsboro tonight. Lone Oak and Bonham have yet to win a district game. Those two will face each other tonight. Somebody's going to come out a winner in that one. In district play, Howe and Commerce have each played Pottsboro and Lone Oak. Commerce lost to Pottsboro 63-14, whereas the Bulldogs lost 42-3. Commerce beat Lone Oak 40-12, whereas Howe beat Lone Oak 42-6. That gives, if you're trying to do the math on it, it gives Howe a plus 18-point advantage in those common opponent games. However, it's hard to figure because both of those games were basically over at the half, or all four of them actually. And in district play, Howe's averaging 35.75 points per game, whereas allowing 32.75. So give Howe a +2 in that column. Commerce in district play, averaging 30 points per game while allowing 40.33. Give them a -10 points in district play, and they've yet to play Bonham, and they've yet to play Rains. So Howe has yet to play Van Alstyne, that one next week, and surely no one's looking past this one to the Silver Spike, are they?
Hopefully not. Hopefully they're thinking about playoff contention first.
Tonight, the Commerce Tigers are led by quarterback Jaden Wilson and his 960 passing yards, 13 touchdowns, and 196 rushing yards. Last year's quarterback versus Howe was Brad Caldwell. He's still here, but he plays receiver, where he's caught 14 passes for 222 yards and 4 touchdowns. Receiver Connor Smith is also a threat on the other side, and his 14 catches for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. But it's the ground game where Commerce does their damage. Running back Zay Basham, who averages 7.89 yards per carry on 56 attempts. He splits the time with Dayton Dunbar, who is just as impressive or even more impressive, but he has 7.24 yards per carry in his 54 attempts. Howe is 1-2 overall versus Commerce lifetime. First game was played 7 years ago tomorrow as Commerce beat Howe 46-0 at Bulldog Stadium in the first ever game between the two schools. The following year, 6 years ago today, the Blizzard, Blake Burnett was on the field in the Bulldog uniform, and Howe won 26-6 in a shocker over here at this field 6 years ago today over Commerce. Last season, Howe lost 40-14 at Bulldog Stadium. Overall, Commerce has outscored Howe 92-40 in the history. We're going to take a quick timeout. We've got the Senior Spotlight and the Coaches Show coming up. We'll do that right now. We'll be right back right after this.
Monty, now that we're off the air, let's talk about something important. When's your birthday?
That's an interesting question. It's in May.
Did you know that Bucksnore Barbecue will give you a free birthday buffet?
What?
All you got to do is show your proof of age and get a free Bucksnore Barbecue buffet for your birthday. They'll even include the drink.
Well, we're going to my parents for my birthday.
Well, Bucksnore Barbecue will keep that offer 5 days before or 5 days after your actual birthday.
Hey, I'll even go to Van Alstyne for that.
Bucksnore Barbecue is located in downtown Van Alstyne. BucksnoreBBQ.com.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, and I will always be a Bulldog. I'm a proud graduate of Howe High School. The great leadership from our teachers and coaches helped me be able to become one of the few certified criminal law specialists in Texas. While I love the black and white, in trials, everything is not always that way. If you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas, you need to call me now at 903-744-4252 for a free consultation. I'm board certified by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas.
Welcome to the Howe Bulldogs Senior Spotlight, brought to you by Ed Meacham State Farm. Now let's join Monty Walker with this week's senior.
This week's Senior Spotlight's featuring Dylan Peacock. So where were you born?
Sherman, Texas.
And did you grow up here?
Yes, sir.
When did you start going to school here?
Pre-K.
What do you remember about your first teacher?
That she always read Junie B. Jones.
What was her name?
Miss McDowell, I think it was.
Okay, and any brothers and sisters?
Yes, I have an older brother and a little brother. My older brother's name is Dalton Peacock. My little brother's name is Dakota Wilkinson.
Brian Flores says y'all are best friends. What do y'all do?
We hang out 24/7. He practically lives with me during the week.
What's your favorite restaurant?
My favorite restaurant will have to be Taste of China.
Big buffet, right?
Oh, yeah.
What do you get when you're at the Taste of China?
Sushi.
Oh, sushi. All right. What's the best part of being on this team?
Definitely the family top stuff that we do, and definitely how we are always there for each other and we don't ever back down or anything.
We keep hearing about this senior class being a great one for leadership. Why is that?
Well, I think that the senior class has a really good leadership because of the fact that we all are trying to put the stuff behind us that we've had done to us that we're hoping that we can help change the future, and the only way to do that is to have us be good leaders. So
Do you have a favorite coach?
No, I do not.
Not one?
No, all of them I like the same.
All right, that's a good diplomatic answer there. Can you beat Commerce?
Yes, we can.
What have you seen from them? What do you expect to see from them?
Well, I expect to see a lot of differences in their shifting and defense and all that, but I feel like we can block it and we could definitely take them out.
Playoffs?
Oh, yeah.
All right, that's been our Senior Spotlight. Dylan Peacock will be right back right after this.
This is more than a bundle. This is way more than a combo deal. It's your sanctuary, your home field. It's where everything happens. This is your home, your car, your memories. And you want to be sure they're protected with home and auto insurance. As your State Farm agent, I get it. That's why I'm here to help life go right. My name is Ed Meacham, and I'm your Howe State Farm agent. Give me a call at 903-892-3923 or on the web at mredinsurance.com.
Since 2011, Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory has walked with hundreds of families through the most overwhelming time of their lives. Their job is simple: to make this season a little easier. What you can expect is a no-pressure, people-first philosophy, custom services for memorials that you'll remember forever, and reasonable pricing. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins have built a reputation over the past 30 years in the funeral business for making every family feel at home. Visit ScogginsFuneralHome.com or call 903-482-5225.
Welcome to the Howe Bulldogs Coaches Show with Bill Jailing. The Coaches Show is brought to you by Summit Media Service. Now let's join Monty Walker with Bulldogs head coach Bill Jailing.
Coach, a big 42-6 win over Lone Oak a week ago. Inch by inch, your playoff hopes seem to be creeping in. Mm-hmm. Talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, we're one step closer to our playoff goal. I mean, win this week, and it's a done deal. We're in for sure. So last week was a good win. It was a positive win and a must-win for us. But it's always good when you win a game 42-6. So it was put us one step closer, but we're not there yet. So we keep striving for our goal, and our goal is playoffs this year.
Well, just from our vantage point, it looked from a defensive point of view that Stephen Waldrop made a big difference in the game from the rush edge. Would you agree with that?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I would agree with that. We gave them a five-man front, bringing two pressures off of the edge, both sides of the edge with Stephen Waldrop and Hunter Brusso. Brusso kind of had the short end of the stick. He had a little bigger guy on his side, but we did that. We placed Waldrop in a position where he could get off the edge pretty quick, and just the ability to get pressure and get in that backfield can wreak havoc on an offense, and he did a great job of doing that all night long.
Offensively, another great night, balanced attack, and a lot of points. Got to be happy with your offense.
Yeah, very happy with the offense. I mean, anytime you score 42, you're happy. But it was good to see Caden Harmon back on the field. He was back in action. That helped us a lot on Friday night. And, there's still things that, offensively, defensively, that we can get better at. Every team can get better each week to week. But, we had a balanced attack and put some points up on the board, scored quick when we needed to, and it was just a good night all around, offensively, defensively for us.
That's another thing, just kind of off script here. Caden Harmon coming back, how big is that? I think we saw the implications of him coming back. It's a big part of your team.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Caden Harmon being back is huge for us, both offensively, but more importantly, defensively. It's a big when he's on the field, we're better in the secondary just because he's a good corner. He's one of those players you can play corner, move around to safety. But when he's 100%, it makes a big deal. I've been saying it to you all year long. I think we've had one game where we've had everybody 100%, and we're going to be going into this week's game not having everybody 100%. So, when we're healthy, we can play with anybody. But, like we always say, next man up, next man do the job. So
one thing that stands out for your defense, you've been able to create multiple turnovers, and it seems like multiple turnovers within the game. How have you been able to do that on a consistent basis?
I mean, from turnovers are going to happen. I mean, we've been able to average almost 3.5 turnovers a game this year, and I think what we're doing is we're putting the kids in positions to make plays. And when we watch film with the kids, like I always talk to the kids when we're going over defense, if they block this, if they block it this way, what's that mean? They're like, well, so-and-so's unblocked or so-and-so's sitting free. So we're putting positions, the defense in positions where there's always an unblocked player. And our secondary, what we've done is we've really scaled back from last year to this year and made it a lot more simpler for them in the secondary so they're not having to think. And I just believe defensively when the kids don't have to think, they're going to play fast and cause turnovers, and it's working this year.
We're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll talk about Commerce.
Summit Media Service is a full-service photography and video production company, offering both land-based and aerial photography and videos and a full suite of post-production services to the Texoma area. Thinking of a promotional video or a highlight reel? Perhaps some product training content? We can help for less than you might think. Come check us out on the web at www.summitmediaservice.com.
Coach, an away game, a big, huge game with Commerce. You win, you're in. The playoff picture starting to come into focus. How's your week of practice been?
It's been a good week of practice. I mean, Monday was kind of slow a little bit, but, you're implementing the game plan both offensively and defensively. And for me, in particular, on the defensive side of the ball, I'll tell you what, we sat out there Monday and we're going over defense. And I came in on Monday night and threw the defensive game plan in the trash because I just did not like the way it looked. So I stayed up here Monday night till about 9:30 redoing everything. And then Tuesday we put it in, and I was like, yeah, that makes more sense. I like it. I feel more comfortable. And then yesterday I felt really good. The kids have been kind of, you can tell it's weighing on them a little bit. They're thinking about it. But the positive thing is the kids want to win. They want to get in. And I saw that yesterday in practice. We were a little more upbeat and enthusiastic. I think the closer we get to the game, the more focused the kids are getting. So it's been a positive week of practice. But I think our senior group, like I've said all year long, we have great senior leadership in this group. I think the seniors really want to get in, and they're starting to focus in and hone in on it. I mean, I've heard some of them whisper in the background, I just want to play in one playoff game. And, our goal is not just to play one, it's to play many. But the fact that they want to get there is huge. So I think it's starting to settle in on the kids.
Well, you've seen Commerce all week on film. What do you expect to see from them Friday night?
Commerce is they got some athletes on the field. There's no doubt. They got definitely athletes on the field. I mean, 12, 7, 24, 4 and 8 aren't too shabby themselves. And then defensively, 34 is going to be a threat for us. 7 plays defense, 12 plays defense as well. The biggest thing going against Commerce is speed. How we're going to contain their speed and how we're going to balance what we're trying to do offensively and defensively against the speed they have on the field.
There's one game at the end of the schedule. You got to make sure nobody's looking kind of past this week. Is anybody looking forward to Van Alstyne, or maybe in too much of a rush looking at that game?
Yeah, I mean, the kids as a whole, they're always thinking about VA because they just don't like VA. I mean, so they're always thinking about it. Coaching staff, we got it in the back of our heads too. But, the only thing I can say about VA right now is we've said all year long that VA game's going to mean something. And this year it could mean something. We win tomorrow night, or tonight, when we win, I mean, we're in, but now the VA game means something for the 3 or 4 seed in the playoffs. If we lose tonight, then, it means we got to beat VA to get in. So there's meaning to this game, and that's always huge. So.
Hello, Bulldog fans. This is Juan Enciso, your local farmers insurance agent here in Howe. We're here to assist you with your insurance needs, including auto, home, life, business needs, and more. We're vested in the community because we are the only insurance agent in Howe. Our office is at 403 West Hanning Street, or we can be reached by calling 972-382-6121. We're also on the web at farmersagent.com/JEnciso. I have the knowledge and experience to help you better understand your insurance coverage options. Call me, Juan Enciso, at 972-382-6121.
To compete at the highest level, you need reliable teammates to share the load, strong leadership, and unquestionable character. It's true in athletics, and it's true with financial services. At Independent Bank, we understand success on the field is a result of unseen hours of hard work and preparation long before the first whistle. Visit any of our branches, and you'll find local bankers invested in the community, committed to building strong business partnerships and helping families reach their financial goals. Independent Bank is proud to be a part of Howe Student Athletics. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This is Larry Mays. I'm the master plumber and the owner of Torque Plumbing in Howe, Texas. We do commercial and residential plumbing, everything from major construction of new restaurants to service plumbing calls to local citizens. We even service water heaters. We're located here in Howe off of Highway 75 at 102 South Collins Freeway. We're family owned and operated and are vested into the Bulldog community. Give us a call at 903-532-0525.
Mention this ad for free service calls.
Attention Bulldog Nation. Come down to the Sonic in Howe for half-price shakes after 8. When the Bulldogs are home, they'll even stay open for you rough, tough Bulldogs until 11 p.m.
Sonic of Howe is where you get great food and big smiles and a little message for our Howe Bulldogs football players.
Go Bulldogs fight, Bulldogs win, win, win. This is how you Sonic.
It's not just good, it's
Sonic good.
Welcome back. We're in Commerce at Ernest Hawkins Field at Memorial Stadium at Texas A&M Commerce. So should be a fun one tonight, Justin White. A lot of things on the line, lots of things on the line for the Bulldogs, for Commerce as well. Win, and you're in the playoffs after a 2-year hiatus. The Bulldogs looking to get back in, and that's where the Bulldogs want to be, obviously, and every team in district wants to be at least in the first round, and tonight Bulldogs have a shot.
Just get in the tournament, get in the tournament. Hopefully you can make some noise. You took care of business last week against a Lone Oak team that was reeling. You did what you're supposed to do. Now you got Commerce tonight, who is obviously another it's a winnable game, and so you got to take care of business tonight.
I think Caroline Slauson has made her way down there. Well, is it a little bit wet out there?
No, not at all. I don't know what you're talking about. Well, the weather forecast does not show rain. Does not show rain. It's raining right now, but mine doesn't say it. 52 degrees. Hey, but I was gonna say just a little rain. The other day at crosswalk duty, it was raining. I was going crazy. Malin just said, "Oh, it's just a little rain. It's a little water." I was like, "Thanks, Malin. I really appreciate it." But last week, guys, I made sure Coach Simmons was gonna be here tonight. It's Commerce. I know he doesn't travel that far. He said, "Yeah, sure, I'll be here." In fact, I passed kind of by his house coming from Tom Bean, but he's not here tonight. But he did stop by Monty's office to say a little something to the team.
And here it is.
I won't be able to be at the game tonight, but they know I love them. They know I'm behind them, and they know I'm with them. Go Dogs.
How about that? Coach Simmons giving a little message, and here come the Howe Bulldogs. Right after the Coach Simmons message, the Bulldogs come out of the tunnel. White jerseys tonight, black pants with a thick gray stripe, and the black numbers and the black helmets, they look very, very good. There's some players on the team tonight that aren't normally suited up. The JV game last night rained out, canceled, so a lot of those juniors and some of the sophomores even have been brought up to the varsity level. Might as well get some experience. This is a big stadium. It's a playoff type of atmosphere. Might as well get them acclimated right now.
Go ahead and throw them in there, see what they can do. I don't know if they'll get any playing time tonight, but it'll be at least some experience, especially if they're going to be on varsity here in the next upcoming years.
The starters for Commerce up front on offense, Anthony Peak and Roy Gaffney, the tackles. I was a little premature with the light. The guards tonight, Noah Howell and Anton Stapleton. The center, Taylor Kepley. The receivers tonight, Connor Smith and Brad Caldwell. The slot receivers, Ashton Seal and Ty Hoffman. The running backs will be Zay Basham, and you'll also see Dayton Dunbar. The quarterback tonight, he runs everything, Jaden Wilson. On defense for Commerce. Well, actually, let's give you the starting defense for the Howe Bulldogs while we're at it.
Jackson Adkins, D-end.
Journeying, nose guard. Matthew Bearden, D-end.
Stephen Waldrop, linebacker.
JC Opensell, inside linebacker.
Brandon Williams, outside linebacker.
Jordan Jones, cornerback.
Jalen Thornton, corner.
Clayton Ovington, safety.
Caden Harmon, strong safety.
Terrell Louder, safety.
The starting defense for Commerce, the cornerbacks are Ashton Seal, Deshaun Jackson, the safeties, Jaden Wilson and Wade Nicholson. The linebackers, Zay Basham, Brad Caldwell, and Brandon Turner. Up front for the Tigers, the defensive end, Coda Clayton and Henry Serrano. And their defensive tackles are Anthony Cork and C.J. Dunbar. We're getting ready for the coin toss, so we'll give you the starting O for Howe in just a moment. Here's Caroline, our Night Furniture sideline reporter, in the coin toss.
Number 72, Aaron Jean. For the Tigers, number 4, Brandon Turner. Number 7, Brad Caldwell. Number 8, Hunter Smith. Number 66,
right.
Anthony.
How's our receiver? They're our visitor. They're going to call a coin toss. Why don't you go ahead and call it?
Heads.
He's called heads.
Look at that, it's heads.
It is heads. You have won the toss. What would you like to do?
Receive.
You'd like to
That's
receive?
J.C. Helpenstill electing to receive for the Howe Bulldogs. Thank you, Caroline. Our Night Furniture sideline report is actually the coin toss down there, and Howe is elected to receive to start this game. They put their backs to the, what is that, the south? Is that the south? I'm kind of turned around over here.
My bearings are off.
So we'll check that out. Anyway, Howe will be going left to right from our vantage point. Here we're on the visitor side, and it appears that it's basically south to north is where they'll be moving. And here's the national anthem. That is football time in Texas here at Ernest Hawkins Field at Memorial Stadium at Texas A&M Commerce. Howe in their white uniforms tonight, black pants, black helmets. Commerce, we've seen them in all orange. On every film we've seen, they're in all black tonight with orange numerals. They will wear pink socks as it's the last October game here in North Texas and around the world.
You know, it's cold, it's rainy, it's wet. It's pretty miserable out there, but this is football weather right here.
That it is, and Howe's going to get the football first to start tonight, so let's give you their starting offense.
Journeying, left tackle.
Jackson Adkins, guard.
Colby Lappin, center. JC Hoppenstall, guard. Brantley Flynn, left tackle. Kobe Wyndham, receiver.
Jordan Jones, receiver. Peyton Harmon, running back. Brandon Williams, fullback.
Jalen Thornton, running back.
Austin Haley, quarterback.
You might see there no Matthew Bearden and no Carson Daniels. Caroline Slauson will have some info on that later on. As the Bulldogs are ready to receive the kick, it's a squibber on the near side. It's going to be fallen on by Stephen Waldrop at the 34-yard line, and Howe will start there on their first possession tonight. Not a great crowd, as you can imagine, on either side.
Well, if we're playing the crowd, who has most of the crowd? I think Howe's got it by just a few.
Yeah, smidgen.
But I'd like to think they're at home listening to us.
Well, let's hope. I'd like to say hello to Coach Simmons. I know he hates not being here. And here comes Howe. Shotgun formation. Brandon Williams will stand to the right of Austin Haley. He'll fake there, throw bubble screen. Caden Harmon looking for a seam, but he's tackled immediately. Maybe a yard gain to the 35.
They usually have pretty good positive yardage on the bubble screen, but but Commerce did a good job of sniffing that out. It seemed like always the first series they try to get they got a tunnel screen there, but a bubble screen usually on the outside, get Jalen Thornton involved. We'll see if we'll see that here momentarily.
Just underway. Howe traveling left to right with Highway 24 right behind us, or right in front of us actually. I formation. Haley is going to hand off to Thornton, who's going to surge forward to about the 37-yard line. So that'll set up a third and fairly long, about 7 coming up.
And they're going to try to go fast here to the line. Here is Haley's barking out plays.
Jones down here at the bottom, split out wide. Harmon in the slot. Or is that Elvington actually at fullback?
That's Elvington.
It is Elvington. Thornton is in the slot on the far side, and Colby Wyndon is split out wide on the far side. Haley in the gun on 3rd and 7. Drops back 3 steps, looks down the field, way down the field, in and out of the hands of Jordan Jones. It was a little bit above him. He had to go up and get it, a catchable ball, but it falls incomplete, and Howe's punting team comes on for the first time tonight in the first series.
I tell you, Austin Haley dropped back, cocked his arm, and just threw a dart there across the middle. He was a little bit high, but definitely a catchable ball. And if he would have caught that, he had a lot of green pasture in front of him. So a missed opportunity by the Bulldogs.
It'll be Dunbar standing at about the 24-yard line. Thornton back to punt. That's actually Basham, I believe, back to return it. It's a low, wobbly kick, and it's going to bounce at the 34. And right there is Colby Lappin to down it. And Commerce will be moving right to left as whistles. There's a flag down. Right at the 50-yard line. And we'll have to check and see what that's all about. Commerce getting ready to run their first play. Right now the ball's set up at the 34-yard line.
Well, he's talking about earlier about the weather being cold and rainy. Hopefully, after a series of play, everybody kind of, especially the Bulldogs, they got their feet under them, and they kind of just get used to the, once you kind of get moving around, you kind of get used to the cold weather and how it's going to be for the rest of the game.
It's going to be against Commerce, so back that one up 5 yards. I believe, it's holding, so back it up 10, back to the 29, or 24 rather, 24.
Yes.
So Commerce with a 1st and 10 from their own 24-yard line. Wilson is in the gun, all kinds of movement and shifting around. 3 receivers up at the top, a tight end at the bottom, and Wilson's going to hand off to Dunbar. Running right side, breaks a tackle. That's Basham actually, and he'll break several tackles on his way to a first down run, crossing the 35 to the 36-yard line. A nice run splitting out of tackles there.
Out of Basham in a pistol formation, they probably would have got him down about 3 or 4 yards in, but he broke several tackles there to get the first down.
1st and 10, right to left going Commerce in all black, orange numbers, black helmets, black pants, black jerseys, pink socks. Basham in the pistol formation. He'll hand off to Basham again, straight up the middle. Carrying defenders for another big run. He averages over 7 per carry. He's averaged over 10 so far on the first 2 carries. Another first down for Commerce near midfield at the 46-yard line.
And they're going quickly here. And looks like we may have a timeout or they're moving the chains.
Yeah, the chains had not moved, so that went against everything Commerce was trying to do right there as far as speed goes.
They're going right up the middle and getting that pistol formation. In the last 2 plays, they get it there to Basham, and he's had his way there with the defensive line.
Handoff again, Basham straight up the middle. This time Howe's there to corral him a little bit, but still about 5, maybe 6 yards, crossing midfield into Howe territory at the 48-yard line.
Jalen Thornton kind of playing close to the line, coming back from the safety, down from the safety position. Comes there, makes the tackle there for a 4 or 5 yard gain.
And now Dunbar into the game. Wilson and at pistol formation, handoff to Dunbar, running right tackle. And he's met for the first time tonight. Howe does a pretty good job on the run. About a 1 yard gain there, maybe 2 to the 46, a 3rd down coming up.
Bulldogs finally kind of come into the game here and kind of get their feet under them there, but Basham and Dunbar, that's a 1-2 punch there. The Bulldogs have to be aware of tonight.
We're not talking about any pulling guards. This is all zone blocking by the offensive line. They turn, and now they look to the sideline to get the play. Again in pistol formation. Dunbar right behind Wilson. 3rd down and about 4. A high snap. Wilson has to go back and get it. Howe has the football at the 42-yard line. Waldrop comes up with it. Helpenstill, you give him all the credit. Wilson was trying to pick it up, and Helpenstill nailed him.
Yeah, Wilson tried to pick it up there, trying to pick it up there. Yeah, and was that Helpenstill we said that knocked him down as he tried to pick it up there, and Thornton able to fall on it.
It might have been Williams who hit him instead of Helpenstill. So
regardless, a Bulldog hit Wilson as he tried to pick the ball up and allowed Waldrop to pick it up. And some great field position for the Bulldogs.
Howe averaging over 3 turnovers a game. Get one right there. Flea flicker. Haley down the field. Harmon close to a first down, about 9 yards on 1st and 10 inside the 35-yard line to the 33.
How about a little a little trickery there, a little flea flicker, and then Harmon out there, almost a wheel route there in the flats by himself.
Same play OU ran with C.D. Lamb. Here's a handoff to Thornton up the middle. He's hit, knocked backwards. Not much doing there. Might have had forward progress, I thought, for the first down, but they're going to say no. They're going to spot him about where the line of scrimmage was. So it'll be third down coming up in about 1.
Bulldogs tried to go fast there to give it to Thornton, and the Tigers were sitting there waiting for him and hit right at the line of scrimmage. So third and short at the 34-yard line. You got to think this is probably 4-down territory.
Haley in the gun. Elvington to his right, barking, and now looks to the side. Harmon in the slot and Thornton in the slot. Wyndon split far wide, and Jordan Jones split far wide to the near side. Now Elvington moves on the other side of Austin Haley, who gets it. He hands Elvington, hit at the line of scrimmage. Not much doing there. Maybe a yard, not enough for a first. Right to the 35-yard line, maybe lost a yard.
Elvington playing fullback for maybe the second time this year. He's in for the injured Carson Daniels, and not able to get a good block from the offensive line up front, so maybe lose the yard, so fourth down and short here.
Howe going for it. 7:10 on the clock in the first. Man in motion. Jalen Thornton, he gets it, punts it, a quick punt, and he's going to try to pin him deep, but it bounces at the 20-yard line. So on fourth and about 2.
We thought they were going for it.
Deep in Commerce territory, they elect not to go for it there and punt it away, which turns out to be a 15-yard punt.
It was a unique formation there. Haley was under center. Thornton was in the wingback position behind the left tackle, went in motion, pitched out to Thornton, and Thornton did kind of a running swift kick. For only, 14 yards, you said, on the punt?
15. Ball at the 21-yard line. Wilson, handoff, up the fumble again. Ball's on the turf. Howe has it again! Another turnover, and this time Helpenstiel does have it in his arms.
It looked like Jackson Atkins actually with the recovery, but there was some miscommunication. I think Basham just dropped it right there on the carpet, and Atkins just said, hey, look at here. Look what I got, a football right here at the 20-yard line, and another turnover by the Tigers in Tiger territory. You got to capitalize on these.
My eyes do deceive me. I could have sworn it was Helpenstiel. So now Howe with the ball at the 20-yard line, and Commerce doing everything they can to give Howe an opportunity right here.
You got to take advantage here, Bulldogs.
Howe moving left to right, 6:55 on the first quarter clock. No score in Commerce. Harmon goes in motion. On the jet sweep, he gets it. Now he cuts it up. He's going to gain 2 yards perhaps inside the 20 to the 18-yard line.
Good job there by Harmon. Got that jet sweep. He probably was going to be taken down about 2 or 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. But yes, as you said, cut back upfield, split 2 defenders, and able to make something 1 or 2 yard gain out of may could have been a 2-3 yard loss.
Hats off to Michelle Carney down on the sideline taking pictures during this mess. Got an umbrella and everything protecting that camera, which who knows what that camera is worth.
To protect the hardware.
Second down and 8. Haley moves Elvington to his right. 2 receivers to either side. And now a man in motion is Thornton. They fake the jet sweep to him. Haley throwing down the field in the end zone, and it's incomplete. He overshot Caden Harmon. And Haley ended up on his backside, but he's up. And apparently whistles, and a flag is down right at the line of scrimmage.
Are the flags pink tonight?
That I don't know. It does have a tint to it, doesn't it?
Yes, Scott, the flags are pink tonight. The referee's whistles are pink tonight. There's a lot of breast cancer awareness support happening here at Memorial Stadium.
Nice job.
I thought maybe somebody dropped a pink sock or something on the 21-yard line, but that is a flag.
Well, it's funny. When they did it earlier, Colby Lappin picked it up, thought it was a towel. They're like, no, put that back down.
So a penalty is going to be against Howe, and apparently it's going to be a hold. So backing on, or is it a 15-yarder? Chop block against Howe. So that's a 15-yarder.
Oh, wow.
That's a big one. And that'll move the ball all the way back to the 34-yard line. So Howe got inside the 20 to the 18, and the penalties brought him back to the 34. And it's second down and a long way to go. And Haley wants to throw. 3-step drop, flushed out of the pocket, rolls right now, having to roll again. Now going to be sacked way back at the 44-yard line.
That was a coverage sack there by the Tigers. They had good coverage downfield on the backside there. And Haley rolled to his left, looking downfield, couldn't find nobody. And finally, the Tigers had got past all their blockers, able to bring it back behind the line of scrimmage.
Again, Commerce has given Howe 2 golden opportunities early on in this football game. So far, Howe unable to come through on those gifts. 3rd down and 34. As first down marker near the Red River.
Well, again, you're on the Tiger side of the ball. If you were going to go for it on 4th down, you don't have to get it all right now.
3 receivers near side. Elvington in the backfield. Haley wants it, drops back 3 steps, looking right. Deep down the field. All alone is Harmon. He makes the catch at the 15. Strolls down. It's close to a first down at the 12-yard line.
Talk about a Haley's Comet. He lofted in the air. Harmon had to kind of come back for it. I don't know if it got just lost in the wind or what. Harmon had to come back for it, but I don't know if he got the first down.
He did not get enough for the first, but it is 4th. And had Haley been able to hit him anywhere close to in stride,
oh man,
it would have been 6 points. But Harmon had to wait for it, come back for it, play center field, make the catch, and then by that time everybody else was able to catch up to him.
And Harmon was wide open on that too.
So now it's 4th down and about 4. Is that right? 4th and about 4. The down marker says 1, but it's 4. 5:01 on the clock here in quarter number 1. And again, Commerce trying desperately to give Howe an opportunity as they fumbled twice on each opening possession. Haley in the gun has 2 standing right on either side of him. He fakes it, wants to throw, he's going to be sacked. Back at the 24-yard line. And that's going to be a turnover on downs, and Commerce will get it at their own 24.
Those Henry Serrano, the defensive end, able to shed his block there, and Haley, who didn't have much time when he dropped back, maybe a couple of steps, and then Serrano was right there on top of him, and another 2 turnovers by the Tigers and 0 points to come out of it for the Bulldogs.
Deep in Commerce territory also. So there's 4:45 on the clock here in the first quarter. No score. Commerce has the ball back at their own 24-yard line. This is Wilson. Handoff. First man through. And Basham, I believe, will make his way to the 26 a couple of yards.
Obviously, if you lose this game, you got to look back at those first 2 out of the first 3 possessions there, the chances you had after the 2 fumbles. To not put any points on the board.
Caldwell split out wide to the near side. Again, pistol formation in every play so far for Commerce. And this is going to be a screen pass, first pass tonight. And nicely played on the edge, but he's not able to make the tackle. Still rolling down the sidelines as the receiver, which I believe is Connor Smith, was able to spin out of a tackle. He was in jail, but his knee never hit. So it's a first down.
I think that was Harmon that had him tackled and swung him around, swung him almost to the ground, but he was able to keep his balance and keep going.
Pistol formation, a man in the backfield. And that's Hoffman, who's in a slot position. And it's Smith split out wide to the right and Caldwell near side. Pistol for Wilson. Basham in the backfield. Wilson turns, screen pass again. Smith caught, hit hard, and whistles immediately. So what's the call there, Justin? Any idea? I don't know what.
I think it was just an incomplete pass. Wilson threw a bullet over to Smith. Smith fumbled in his hands.
Okay.
Almost intercepted by Elvington.
That makes sense. So back at the 43-yard line again. Commerce moving right to left near midfield. Wilson, handoff, Basham, left side, a lot of room. He's got midfield. He's got the 45-40. We got a foot race, 30, and he spins out of a tackle and finally corralled by 3 Bulldogs at the 28-yard line.
Again, in that pistol formation, gets it and kind of going downhill around that left tackle, and some poor tackling by the Bulldogs allows a long run into Bulldog territory now.
Ball at the 29 in Howe territory. Commerce for the first time tonight showing life, but on the first couple of plays in their opening drive looked pretty good running the football, and then the fumble bug hit them. And here they are again running the football, running it nicely. 3:56 on the clock here in the first. No score at Ernest Hawkins Stadium in Commerce, Texas, or Ernest Hawkins Field at Memorial Stadium. Got to remember that.
Mouthful.
3 receivers right side. One at the bottom is Caldwell. Wilson, pistol, fakes the hand, gives the hand. Gives it to Basham, who's going to be close to a first down at about the 23-yard line.
Basham went straight ahead, right down the hash marks, and then hit one of his own linemen, and then pinballed and spun for a couple more yards.
Short of the first down by about 3 yards. Second down and 3, maybe 4. 3:17 on the clock. Substitutions going on for Commerce. None for Howe. Again, some injuries that we'll fill you in on here in just a little bit. 3:05 on the clock. Wilson goes back to the pistol. Basham stands right behind him. Turns, hands, Basham, right edge. Jackson Atkins can't make the tackle. But finally following behind is, I believe, I think that might have been help. It was Helpenstell.
Well, Jackson Atkins had a beat on him, but not able to make the tackle along with him and Caden Harmon. But he gets enough for the first down after breaking those 2 tackles and inside the red zone here for the Tigers.
Ball spotted at the 17-yard line. 6-yard pickup for Basham. Again, no pulling guards. There's no trickery. It's just zone blocking, handoff, and mano-a-mano. 2:38 on the clock. Wilson. Handoff Basham up the middle. That's what they do. They get to the 15-yard line, a gain of 2. Well played by the Bulldogs.
Yeah, right up the middle. Good job there by Jackson Atkins to shed his block there and get him on only a 2-yard gain. Those big boys up front there, you're missing Bearden, so Harrington, Ing, and Atkins. They went to a 5-man front last week. They're back to their regular 3-4 defense tonight.
Wilson and company now look to the sideline for the play. It's second down and 8 after the 2-yard gain. 1:58 left on the first quarter clock. And now for the few times tonight, it's not pistol, it's shotgun with Basham standing to his left. They fake it, throw it down in the end zone. It's going to be incomplete. Overthrown. The receiver had a beat. It was Brusso with great pressure, but the receiver, Hoffman, had a step on his defender, and had it been on the money, that would have been 6.
Well, Brusso with the pressure along with Waldrop coming from the other side. Both those guys rushing from each side there, and kind of made Wilson get rid of that maybe a little bit quicker and off target.
Well, a big play here. Third down and 8. And if I'm Commerce, you run that zone rush to the right or left. Try to pick up 8 right here. Averaging 7.24 yards a carry on the season is Basham, but they're going to throw. Pressured, and he has to throw it away, and it's intercepted. This could be 6. Taking it is Jordan Jones to the 50. It's a foot race. 40, 35, 30, 20, 15, 10. No flags. Oh, mama. It's Elvington.
Elvington with his 6th pick of the season.
He took it to the house.
Just right when they needed it. Needed to stop. Needed to get some points on the board after 2 missed opportunities. And Leighton Elvington comes in with the 6th pick of the season and runs it back the other way.
Hey, fellas, it's touchdown time in Texas.
There you go. How about that?
6-0 on the Elvington pick 6. And Kevin Flores on for the PAT with a $1:32 left to go in the first. Haley to hold. And we're ready. Snap on the tee. Flores kick. He had to wait for it just a second, but he bangs it right through. We got a score. In Commerce, Texas. First score of the night. Howe puts it on the board. We'll be right back.
To compete at the highest level, you need reliable teammates to share the load. strong leadership, and unquestionable character. It's true in athletics, and it's true with financial services. At Independent Bank, we understand success on the field is a result of unseen hours of hard work and preparation long before the first whistle. Visit any of our branches and you'll find local bankers invested in the community, committed to building strong business partnerships and helping families reach their financial goals. Independent Bank is proud to be a part of Howe Student Athletics. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
If you've ever been in an automobile accident, who do you trust for your needed repairs? Star Auto Body is Texoma's most trusted body shop, serving all of Grayson County and surrounding counties since 1992. Star Auto Body is locally owned and operated. Services include major collision repairs with or without insurance claims, minor cosmetic repairs, parts replacement, and refinishing. Choose Star Auto Body and Alignments in Howe, Texas, 903-532-5365. Star Auto Body of Howe, Texas.
We got a new score, 7-0 here at Commerce, Texas. $1:32 left to go in the first as we approach the Tech Wave kickoff, our second one of the night. The kick is a high pooch kick, short kick, taken at the 24-yard line by Caldwell, running from the near side all the way to the far. Got a big lane, trying to make a tackle, and finally does on the far side. And that is Jordan Jones who makes that tackle. So Commerce will set up shop. However, there's a flag on the field, and yes, that's a very bright pink hanky. Our apologies to Leighton Elvington on the highlights coming up later on, because whatever the attire he's wearing tonight, he just looked like Jordan Jones. It looked just like Jordan Jones. So
I think credit needs to be given to Stephen Waldrop. Waldrop was barreling down on Jaden Wilson as he threw that ball up, so he had to kind of throw it off his back foot, kind of a dead duck there in the air, and Elvington able to pick that off. So
Wilson just trying to throw the ball away because he was about to be sacked. He just tried to throw it away, and right there, Elvington on the spot.
And Waldrop did really well last week, putting pressure on Quade Williams. He was disruptive in the backfield as last week, so doing that again tonight.
The official still talking about it down on the field at the 45-yard line. It's going to be against Howe and also against Commerce, so offsetting penalties, and ball will be spotted, I guess, where it was returned to, which has to be somewhere near the 45. Or are they going to re-kick?
It looks like they're going to re-kick.
Yeah, it was a pretty good return by Caldwell, so I can understand. 7-0, Howe in the lead. Let's check down with Caroline Lawson, our Night Furniture sideline reporter. She had some information about Carson, or?
Yeah, guys, y'all talked earlier about how both freshman players, Carson Daniels and Matthew Bearden, are out of tonight's game. Unfortunately, last weekend they were both involved in an ATV accident, and don't know the exact details on the injuries, but hope to be back next week for Van Alstyne.
Yeah, boy, you don't want to miss that silver spike, do you?
Good.
Our prayers go out to both young men and everybody else who was involved. Mr. Carson Daniels, I know it's going to be in Matthew. It's got to be tough on those kids to sit there and watch and not be a part of this thing. And, those ATVs are a little bit dangerous. You know, they had a teammate or classmate who was a teammate at one point, had a big injury, Tate Harvey, on one of those things. And, you're just fortunate that it didn't turn out worse than it was, and glad for those kids to still be walking around and doing okay.
Well, at some point, hopefully all the Bulldogs get all the Bulldogs healthy. Coach Jay talked to Coach Show that the bottom game is really the only game where everybody's been healthy.
Well, the officials are still talking about this and trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, that's a long.
Howe's kick team is on the field. They've been waiting to go, but there's a little conversation between head coach Cody Farrell over there of Commerce and the officials. Farrell is 9-21 at Commerce. It's his third season. They won one game a year ago, and guess who that was against?
Oh, man.
40-12 at Bulldog Stadium. Flores on to kick this Tech Wave kickoff. It's 7-0 Howe, and let's do it again. Towards the north end zone, it's a high pooch kick near side. Fair catch called for at the 39-yard line. And Commerce will take over possession there. Let's see. We'll be there 1, 2, 3, fourth possession. Two of them have ended on fumbles. and one on a pick six. So not a great start for the Commerce Tigers.
Commerce got to be happy. It's only 7-0 right now. With 3 turnovers, they're only down by 1 touchdown.
And Howe averages over 3 turnovers a game.
Yes.
Already 3, and we're not out of the first quarter yet.
Good.
Back to the pistol, and this is going to be Dunbar around the right edge. And nice job there, finally, after about 5 yards. But Dunbar's hard to tackle, and he'll push his way across the 40 to the 45-yard line, a gain of about 6.
Dunbar doesn't do a lot of shaking and baking or anything. He comes right at you, and J.C. Helpenstell tried to wrap him up, but he broke out of the grasp of Helpenstell. Looks like we got a holding, I think, on Commerce?
So it is a holding call.
Yes.
So just my opinion, I've seen the two, Basham and Dunbar. I am more scared of Dunbar myself.
Right. Trying to see who, I think that's Dunbar back there right now, I believe.
Ball at the 29-yard line. And this is going to be a handoff to the right side. Jumping forward is Dunbar, trying to get every last yard he can get. And it gets up to the 36-yard line.
Again, they're not doing anything out of the ordinary. They're just coming right at you. Talking about the zone block, it's just man on man. And look and see if Dunbar's getting up a little slowly. Maybe not. Or he's going to the sideline. Looks like Basham's sitting there. So they're trying to make up a lot of ground here after that holding penalty. 8-yard gain on the play. And a long first quarter, too.
Good to hear that our freshmen are listening.
All right.
So hello, Matthew Bearden. Hello, Carson Daniels. Here's a handoff, right side. That is Basham into the game, and he bashes his way near to the 45-yard line. Not enough for a first on this turf field here at Texas A&M Commerce. No grass, it's turf. You ain't got to worry about the mud, but you got to worry a little bit about a slick ball and rain.
Yeah.
And the turf is not, this new turf can be a little bit slick. I know there's the rubber pellets in there, but it can be slick at times. So it's third down and about 4 right here at the 45-yard line. Wilson, pistol, fakes it, rolls out near side, wants to throw, flushed out of the pocket, being chased by Harrington, and now being chased by Williams. He's good at scrambling, and he does there. First down and more, 30, and knocked out of bounds, thankfully for the Bulldogs, as Wilson is fast.
I think that's the first time tonight we've seen his athletic ability and the fact that he can run. And let's hope that they don't start to figure that out, because the Bulldogs have had problems with evasive quarterbacks, because he came out to the left side and reversed field back to the far side. I thought there were maybe going to be a block in the back against the Tigers.
Some of the best things that they do when they try to pass and it's a coverage situation and he has to scramble, that's when they're really dangerous.
You lose track of your guy.
So Wilson, pistol, Basham, handoff, left side, lot of room.
Man.
30, 25, 20, spinning, jumping, down near the 10-yard line. About the 13.
And a big old hole you could drive a truck through there for Basham there on that carry. So Bulldogs going to have to try to plug up those holes there, as that's the final play of the first quarter.
7-0, Bulldogs in the lead, but Commerce is driving. We'll be right back right after this timeout.
This is attorney Kimberly Killebrew. I'm a Howe resident with 27 years experience practicing family law. I service the greater North Texas area, including Grayson, Collin, and Denton counties. Call 214-432-1595 to schedule a consultation to discuss your divorce, child support, custody, or family law needs. Mention this ad and you receive a free 15-minute phone conference. In-person appointments are available in Grayson County or our principal office in Plano, Texas.
At Grayson Collin Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
Well, here we go. We're in the second quarter. Teams trying to make their way back out on the field, and You know, at some point, the Bulldogs need to really get a surge up front defensively and stop that running game. Commerce has been able to just kind of run at will in that zone blocking scheme.
They really have. They're opening up, especially on these last couple of plays. They've been opening up gaping holes for the Tigers.
Just about underway in the first play of the second quarter. And Carson Grogan is not here with us tonight, so I got to do this scoreboard on my own. And here we go. Handoff, middle, and that is Basham. And he's good for maybe about 3 inside the 10.
As I said, it's just nothing complicated, just coming right at you, right in between the tackles here on that one. They're right behind the right guard and able to bash his way for about 4 or 5.
So it is second down and about 5 near the 8-yard line. And now Commerce is heading north from our left to right. Again in the pistol with Basham right behind Wilson. He hands off to him, fumble, and Basham picks it up this time. And this time he's got some room left side, and he makes his way to the 5-yard line. For the first time tonight, they put it on the turf, and they were able to pick it up. The ball came out at the end, but the official said he was down.
He dropped the ball there, and Hunter Brusso had a chance to tackle him back behind the line of scrimmage after he picked it up, and he missed a tackle, and then a couple other missed tackles. So what ended up being could have been about a 5-6 yard loss, ended up being about a 3-yard gain on that.
And again, there is rain, and we do have a wet ball. We understand the issues, but Commerce having all kinds of problems hanging on to it. 3rd down and 3 coming up.
Seems like they're having more problems than the Bulldogs are.
So now Caldwell all alone in the backfield. He likes to run it on this, running it straight up the middle, and he is not going to make it at least to the goal line. He may make it for a first down, and I think he has to the 2-yard line. So a fresh set of downs, 1st and goal for Commerce from the 2-yard line. And again, they run last year's quarterback, Brad Caldwell, comes all alone in the backfield on the Wildcat. They have lead blockers in front. He kind of picks and chooses where he wants to go. They're going to do the same thing here. There are 2 receivers split out wide to either side, but a tight end. And Caldwell looks, tries to pick a hole, goes left side, flag down. So is Caldwell at the 1.
Caldwell got the snap, waited for some blocks to develop, and then just went shooting through a hole there on the left guard and left tackle.
Boy, if that is a penalty against Commerce, that's a huge one for the Bulldogs. And apparently it is.
It is. Maybe that's a holding, man. Put him back 10 yards.
You can hear the crowd that they are happy about that one. It is a 10-yard penalty.
You gotta wonder if that'll slow down the momentum here to the Tigers, because they were starting to kind of get a push here on the Bulldog defense.
So it'll still be first down, but the ball will go back to the 12. So 1st and goal from the 12. Is that right? 1st and goal, right? Scoreboard says 2nd and 12. I believe it's first down. 1st and goal from the 12. So back to the pistol and back to the running back, and that is Dunbar coming near side, spinning, still not down. You got to tackle real well, and finally they do and bring him down hard at about the 12-yard line, but forward progress will take him inside the 10 to the 9.
I don't know if the rain is causing the jerseys to be wet, because the Bulldogs seem to be slipping off tackles here off of the Commerce Tigers running backs.
That was Kendrick Gear on his first carry of the night, the freshman running back for Commerce, and he is hard to tackle. 7-0 Bulldogs in the lead, 2nd quarter, 9:11 on the clock. Wilson in the pistol formation, Gear behind him. Gear gets the handoff again, and he's going to be slung down hard at the 12-yard line. A loss on the play of about 3 yards.
Good job there that time. Looked like, was that
Jordan Jones?
Jordan Jones in on the tackle. I believe Dakota Harrington as well, and they're able to stay home there and clog up that inside of that line there. So good job there of the Bulldog defense. Bending but not breaking here.
You got to not break here. 3rd down and goal from the 12-yard line. Back to a shotgun look with Basham to the right side of Wilson. And they're going to fake it to Basham, and Wilson's going to keep it. He's in jail behind the line, and he's out of bounds near the 9-yard line. So a 4th down and goal situation coming up from the 9. They do have a good kicker, and it's Castaneda. Ruben Castaneda will come on for what appears to be about a 27-yard field goal.
Good job there by the Bulldogs on that. He tried to break to the outside there, and they held containment. They didn't try to over-pursue or anything, stayed in their lanes and able to force Wilson out there out of bounds.
From the left hash, against the wind, what little there is, and could be movement up front. The kick is a line drive banger that is no good.
Wow.
And there's no flag. I thought there was early movement, but apparently no flag. So Howe again escapes danger in the second quarter. 8:20 left to go. And they lead 7-0, and their offense is going to get the ball back again.
They've had 3 turnovers, a missed field goal on 4th down, and so Bulldogs just got to be counting their blessings that they were able to, their defense able to step up here, and the fact they're only up against 7-0.
That's the scary part.
Really is.
That Howe has really controlled the first part of this game and only leads 7-0. That's got to be the scary part, because the game could very well be 21-0. So here's Howe deep in their own territory at the 10-yard line. 8:20 on the clock, moving right to left with Haley in the gun and Elvington to his left. Again, no Brandon Williams, no Carson Daniels. Haley wants to throw, and it's going to be caught by Thornton at the 18-yard line, and he's hit pretty hard, but he gets up, and now some pushing and shoving. So far, no flag, and Thornton throws the ball to the official. But Thornton had some guys on him, and he didn't want them on him, and he got up and slung them off of him.
And Haley threaded the needle there right past Brad Caldwell there. I mean, it was just right in between Caldwell and Thornton. A little bit to the left or right, and that may have been picked off there. So
11 yards on the pickup, 1st and 10 for Howe. Right to left, low snap. Haley digs it out, hands off to Thornton, who's met at the line of scrimmage, actually behind the line of scrimmage, back to the 19-yard line.
Big push there by the line. The low snap didn't help things with the timing of Thornton, and drops him there, as I said, behind the line of scrimmage. Thornton's had a hard time getting going here tonight, running the ball.
Well, they haven't really run the ball with Thornton a whole lot tonight. Other than, the jet sweep look, they've been in wides, but here they go with Elvington as the fullback and Waldrop as another fullback who usually motions out of this formation, but he's going to stay there right now. And Thornton is deep in an eye look. I mean, way deep, back to the 10-yard line. Haley wants it, gets it, and he fakes it to Thornton, throwing it deep down the field for Colby Winden, who makes the catch at the 40, tackled immediately, but now Howe is in Commerce territory at the 34-yard line.
Haley's comment there, he lofted in the air and just perfect placement there to Winden, right over the right shoulder.
Not an easy catch to make. Winden hauled it in with raindrops in his face. Howe going quickly. Same formation, and now handoff, left side. Thornton skips over a defender and is knocked out of bounds at the 32-yard line.
I like that when they have a long gain like that, they like to go to the line quickly, get to Thornton, see if they get him going downhill. Only a 2 or 3 yard gain here, but hopefully that opens things up for him.
So there's a flag on the play. We'll have to check that. There's 6:44 on the clock here in the second period. Howe right now is in Commerce territory, and the Tigers are clapping right in the face of Howe as the penalty is against Howe. It'll move it back to the 36-yard line.
So apparently the Bulldogs see something in coverage because they've gone down on that slant, or that post, that long post downfield 2 or 3 times here tonight already.
And now whistles before this one can get underway, and they want to talk about it here. Right now it's 1st and 12. The ball is right now placed at the 36. Let's talk down to our Night Furniture sideline reporter, Caroline. What's going on?
Yeah, earlier you guys talked about if it was a crowd match, Howe would win. Well, one thing Howe has on this crowd is a band. I don't know if y'all have noticed, but Commerce Band did not make it tonight.
Interesting.
we win.
And Band was in competition this past week, weren't they?
Band doing a great job. All ones will advance to area. Congratulations to the Pride of Howe and Angie Liss. Speaking of Angie Liss, her husband got passed, or at least tied, on the all-time touchdown mark. Andre Liss, great quarterback at Howe. Haley tied him. Touchdown passes a week ago. A low snap. Haley digs it out. Hands off to Thornton, running right side, bouncing it. Tries to get back to the line of scrimmage and does. It'll be second down and about 15. Right at around the 40-yard line.
It'll work really hard to get back to that line of scrimmage. They're trying to break it outside. And again, 2 or 3 times we've seen low snaps there to Haley, and I still think it throws the timing off just a little bit.
Well, and you know the wet ball is there for everybody. Yes. It's not just the backs, but also the center, and a shotgun snap has to deal with it as well. Elvington moves to the right side of Haley, who's in the gun. 5 yards deep of the line of scrimmage, 4.5 maybe. Good snap there. Haley wants to throw deep down the right side. A bullet pass, and it's incomplete. Across the middle, trying to find Harmon. Third down coming up, and whistles. What is that about?
It appears Commerce is in single coverage here against the Bulldogs, and so they've been trying to take advantage of that, using some of their athletes, some Harmon and Wyndon, and try to do that again. Do that with Harmon. They're trying to go downfield with him. You
know, Caroline might talk with whoever the ball, the towel guys are, the ball boys. I think Garen Langford may be one of them. And I wonder if they'd even have a chance or want to talk about trying to keep those balls dry. Maybe when Howe's on defense, that might be a good chance to at least talk to Garen Langford and see what his job's all about tonight.
Important one.
Second down, and right now it's about 16. Let's see what this penalty flag does.
Waving a flag off. Who was that initially against?
Well, it's been waved off. Some Howe fans are not happy, but it is it 3rd and 16? Is that right?
I wonder if that was a kind of a pass interference type. Maybe they thought about.
5:54 on the clock. We're in the second quarter. Man in motion. And low snap for Haley, who just has to fall on it. And he's hit late, but no flag. As Haley just had... It was down around his feet. He tried to pick it up, couldn't pick it up immediately, so he just fell on it. Back to the 45-yard line near midfield.
Good job there by Haley. Thought about doing something with it, realized he's not going to be able to get away from anybody, so he went and fell on it. And Henry Serrano came in and kind of laid a hit on them that maybe that Howe sideline thought maybe it was a late hit.
So it's 4th and 21, and initially Jalen Thornton is running out to do the punting chores, and you would imagine that's what's going to happen here. As Howe with all kinds of opportunities. Again, it's a win and you're in situation, and Howe's had all kinds of chances here. Penalties have not been helpful.
Looked over here a second ago to Coach Lynch, and I could tell he could see the frustration on his face.
Timeout has been called, and we will take one too. We'll be right back right after this.
Monty, now that we're off the air, let's talk about something important. When's your birthday?
That's an interesting question. It's in May.
Did you know that Bucksnor Barbecue will give you a free birthday buffet?
What?
All you got to do is show your proof of age and get a free Bucksnor Barbecue buffet for your birthday. They'll even include the drink.
Well, we're going to my parents for my birthday.
Well, Bucksnor Barbecue will keep that offer 5 days before or 5 days after your actual birthday.
Hey, I'll even go to Van Alstyne for that.
Bucksnor Barbecue is located in downtown Van Alstyne. BucksnorBBQ.com.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, and I will always be a Bulldog. I'm a proud graduate of Howe High School. The great leadership from our teachers and coaches helped me be able to become one of the few certified criminal law specialists in Texas. While I love the black and white, in trials, everything is not always that way. If you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas, you need to call me now at 903-744-4252 for a free consultation. I'm board certified by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas.
Teams are still talking about it, and here they come back out on the field. Thankfully, the officials are giving us full 60s. How about that?
Oh, yeah. 2 weeks in a row, it seems like.
Nice. Very, very nice. So Howe probably going to punt this one away, you would imagine. 4th down and 21. On the Commerce side of the field at the 45-yard line. And Thornton will stand right about the 44-yard line, in between the 43 and the 44 to punt this one away. And it's a good punt down to about the 10, inside the 10, takes a bounce, trying to kill it inside the 5. Howe may have done it at the 1-yard line. A magnificent punt by Thornton.
Great coverage downfield there. Trying to see who that is. That's 25, Colton Thurman, I believe.
Outstanding.
Is that Thurman, number 25?
Outstanding, yes it is.
Good coverage downfield there and able to keep that out of the end zone there and down at about the 1, maybe 2-yard line.
Right at the 1-yard line. So Commerce has got to go 99 right here with 4:50 left to go before the half.
It'll be interesting. They're at the 1-yard line. They get in shotgun position, and usually their running back, Basher or Dunbar, get behind them in the pistol.
Well, Basham is behind Wilson right now in the pistol. So Basham about 8 yards deep right now in the end zone. Some movement up front. They tried to draw Howe off sides, and I think they did. Jaron Ing was able to. Jaron Ing made contact across the front, and a very, very smart job by Commerce to try to get out of their own end zone and draw them off sides, and I believe they've done so.
They do what Howe has done to several opponents.
Although they're still talking about it.
There's a lot of conversations that go on after each flag here amongst the referees.
And that's exactly what the call is. As Nate Lynch makes his way downstairs, leaving the booth. I guess he wants to be down there a little bit closer to his offense. Howe Bulldogs offensive coordinator. So now the ball pushes out to the 6-yard line. And Wilson will hand off to Basham, left tackle. He'll be out near about the 13-yard line, and that'll be a first down as Basham was able to get enough yardage to push the sticks.
Well, you had at the 1-yard line and a penalty and a positive run there. Gets them out of there, gives them some breathing room.
Penalties are not helping. Here's a handoff up the middle. The ball's on the turf again. Howe has it again. Oh, mama! This time, Thornton comes up with it. It was caused by Helpenstell, but my eyes do not deceive.
Was it Jalen Thornton?
Thornton came up with it.
Yes.
As I get a big thumbs up by the blizzard over there through the glass in the next window.
That slick ball has got to be playing a role here as Helpenstell hit him pretty good, and that ball just comes flying out like a slippery bar of soap. I mean, just come on the carpet there, and Thornton able to corral it, and Bulldogs have great field position again in Tiger territory at the 32-yard line.
Let's do something with this. I formation. Haley, handoff. Thornton shot out of a cannon up the middle, big yardage to the 22-yard line. And that's going to be close to a first. They'll move the sticks. 1st and 10 coming. Oh, are they? No, just short. Just short of the first, or is it? Right on it.
Just short. That's the Thornton we're used to seeing right there. Getting that handoff and just going through one of those gaping holes and getting a good lead block there from Leighton Elvington.
Ball at the 23-yard line. 2nd down and 1 coming up. Back to the I formation. Haley goes under center. Elvington at the fullback. Handoff Thornton on the I. Trying to get the first down. Going to be close. He was drugged from behind. Pulled backwards. Not sure he got it. It'll be 3rd and short, I believe.
Well, the Commerce defensive line there was able to step up and beat the offensive line off the blocks there and clog up the hole there for Thornton to get through.
You hear the little popping noise. That's the rain hitting our crowd mic.
We don't have the cover on it, do we, tonight?
We covered it.
Right.
3rd down and 1. I formation. Haley, handoff. Thornton, left tackle. Jumps forward for a first down. Got to have it there, right?
I think you got that one, yeah.
Got it. Move the sticks. 3:14 on the clock before the half. Howe trying to punch it in. They've owned the entire first half to this point, but only have a 7-0 lead. Got to punch it in right here.
I think the MVP of this game so far is the Commerce defense.
Maybe the turf.
Yeah, causing the turnovers.
Shotgun as a new set of downs. And this will be Thornton trying to bounce it out. It's going to be a nice tackle to the left side. And that may be a loss of one back to the 23. Bulldogs been hanging around that 23-yard line for 3 or 4 plays in a row, looking to break one out of there. Clock rolling at 2:44. It's second down and 11. Haley in the gun. Elvington to his right. Thornton deep right behind him. Pistol formation. 2 receivers left, and two right rather, and one to the near side is Wyndon. Harmon in the slot right side. Jones up top. A man also in the backfield, Elvington, as Haley wants to throw deep in the end zone, left side for Colby Wyndon. It's incomplete. A little pushing and shoving there, no call. The official was right there, but the ball was well overthrown.
And good pass protection by the offensive line there, giving Haley time to throw. And yeah, there was some pushing and shoving as Wyndon was trying to get to the ball, but not enough for the flag to be thrown here. So
again at the 23.
A third down here for the Bulldogs.
Jones comes inside to the tight end position. Haley empty backfield. And a timeout's been called by Cody Farrell and the Commerce Tigers. We'll take one too. We'll be right back.
This is more than a bundle. This is way more than a combo deal. It's your sanctuary, your home field. It's where everything happens. This is your home, your car, your memories. And you want to be sure they're protected with home and auto insurance. As your State Farm agent, I get it. That's why I'm here to help life go right. My name is Ed Meacham, and I'm your Howe State Farm agent. Give me a call at 903-892-3923 or on the web at mredinsurance.com.
Since 2011, Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory has walked with hundreds of families through the most overwhelming time of their lives. Their job is simple: to make this season a little easier. What you can expect is a no-pressure, people-first philosophy, custom services for memorials that you'll remember forever, and reasonable pricing. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins have built a reputation over the past 30 years in the funeral business for making every family feel at home. Visit ScogginsFuneralHome.com or call 903-482-5225.
Howe Bulldogs coming back out on the field, 7-0. Bulldogs lead. There's 2:18 left to go before the end of the first half. And Howe facing a third down and 11, had a formation there, which Cody Farrell of Commerce said, nope, timeout. So that's where we are, third down and 11. And now Haley is in the gun, another tight end set. Harmon split wide right by himself. Thornton and Wyndon in the near side. Harmon, they fake the jet sweep. And Haley throws it deep down the field. It's going to be intercepted inside the 10-yard line at the 8. The intended receiver was Jordan Jones from the tight end position, but that one's picked off. And again, Commerce pinned way deep on their own side of the field, but Howe again with an opportunity that just dribbles away.
He rolled to his right there. He had Serrano, the defensive end for the Tigers, coming down on him, and he had to get rid of that. Kind of a little off balance there and underthrew it, intercepted there by Wade Nicholson there in the secondary.
So the ball now inside the 10, and here's Basham right up the middle. Now it's actually Dunbar, and he'll spin his way past the 20 to the 21-yard line. Dunbar scares the water out of me. That kid can run the football.
He's aggressive when he runs it. He's the 1-2 punch on this, and as I said, he may be the better back of the two.
Second down, first and 10, a first down run. 2:05 on the clock as it stops momentarily to move the sticks. Now it starts again. Just under 2 minutes.
Remember, Tigers get the ball in the third quarter.
Pistol formation. Dunbar in the backfield. Wilson, the quarterback. Hands to Dunbar. Comes up left tackle. Now right tackle. Surges forward to the 25-yard line. Lull you to sleep and then pop you. I think that's what the doctor might order right here for Commerce. As we're at the 1:38 mark. No timeout being called just yet. 2 timeouts in both teams' pockets.
You don't want to get caught creeping in the back, looking in the backfield.
Wilson, hands, Dunbar left side, lot of room. Still a lot of room to the 40. Still a lot of room to the 45 and knocked down at the 46-yard line. Just hard to tackle.
He's evasive. He's elusive. Yeah, just hard to tackle. Bad tackling by the Bulldogs, too.
21-yard pickup, and a timeout has been called. We'll take 1-2. We'll be right back.
Hello, Bulldog fans. This is Juan Enciso, your local farmers insurance agent here in Howe. We're here to assist you with your insurance needs, including auto, home, life, business needs, and more. We're vested in the community because we are the only insurance agent in Howe. Our office is at 403 West Hanning Street, or we can be reached by calling 972-382-6121. We're also on the web at farmersagent.com/JEnciso. I have the knowledge and experience to help you better understand your insurance coverage options. Call me, Juan Enciso, at 972-382-6121.
This is Larry Mays. I'm the master plumber and the owner of Torque Plumbing in Howe, Texas. We do commercial and residential plumbing, everything from major construction of new restaurants to service plumbing calls to local citizens. We even service water heaters. We're located here in Howe off of Highway 75 at 102 South Collins Freeway. We're family owned and operated and are vested into the Bulldog community. Give us a call at 903-532-0525.
Mention this ad for free service calls.
Wilson in the pistol formation. Dunbar standing right behind him. He gets the carry. No, Wilson keeps it around the left edge. This is scary, and he goes out of bounds, crossing midfield to the 49-yard line. You want the ball out of that kid's hands.
I was going to say, I'm not sure why they haven't done that more often. Put it in Wilson's hands and let him see what they can do with a quarterback option read or more a design run for him, because that's one thing the Bulldogs have had trouble with this year.
Jaden Wilson, J''D-E-N. And now they look to the side. Ball's on the Howe side, actually right at midfield. 2nd down and 8 coming up. 7 rather. Wilson, handoff, right side. And that is going to be Dunbar, and he is going to be tackled right down the line of scrimmage, but a gain of about 3 to the 47-yard line, setting up a 3rd and about 3.
I'll tell you what, Dunbar gets that ball, you come tackle him, you better bring your lunch pail and your hard hat when you tackle that man, the young man. He is a load to bring down and does not go down easily.
Again, I think the more dangerous of the two. Here's a handoff again, left side, Dunbar. Stop for a moment, but he spins forward again, breaks another tackle, down to the 30-yard line, and the flag is down late. That cannot be good.
Oh, word. How many tackles he break there? I know that's good. Something Coach Shay's got to be looking at and talking to his defense about is missed tackles. I mean, they've done so many times they've slipped off the tackles.
We're told by the Blizzard he broke a Jackson Atkins, a J.C. Helpenstell, and a Jordan Jones tackle on that one carry. Right now the ball's placed at the 30, but the penalty has not been marked off, and we're not sure exactly what it is just yet.
He broke the leading tackler and the 3rd leading tackler of that defense there.
The good news for Howe is that some of those broken tackles are coming back, as apparently there's a hold, and that'll be pushed back to the 40. So a hold right at the end of that run on a spot foul will push it back to the 40.
Big bullet dodge there by the Bulldogs. Because it's going to be at the 40-yard line as opposed to maybe the 30. He was almost down the 25-yard line.
So here goes a man in motion. 2 men in motion now, and this is Caldwell on the keeper on the round now. That's actually the new slot back into the game who gets the jet sweep, and he's tackled immediately, and that's Seal on the carry for Commerce. So 2nd down and 8 after a 2-yard pickup. The clock is the enemy at 17 seconds for Commerce. 16, 15, 14. No indication that they're going to stop it.
They got one timeout left.
Now a timeout finally is called. We'll keep it here. 7-0, Howe in the lead. There's 9 seconds left to go in the half. If you're joining us and you're trying to figure out, hey, this is a close game, these two teams are really fighting it out. Howe's had 4 turnovers. One's been run back to the house, and that's the only scoring in the game. Howe's had so many opportunities having the ball inside the Commerce territory, unable to do really anything with it. And when they do have a big play, they shoot themselves in the foot with a penalty. But Howe has completely dominated statistically this first half, but only have defensive points to show for it.
Again, if you end up losing this game, it's going to make you sick just thinking about the 4 turnovers. If you're Commerce, as I said earlier, you think I'm down by 7 points, and I've turned the ball over 4 times.
Unbelievable.
You know, and turned the ball over on the Tiger side of the ball. So Bulldogs have had great field position, but they get down inside the red zone and just stall out.
So the teams come back out on the field. There's 9 seconds left. Commerce is going to get the ball back to start the second half.
Yes.
Howe desperately has to keep Commerce off the scoreboard right here on this final play, or if not 2 plays.
Wonder if they'll go Hail Mary here.
Everybody on the line of scrimmage, 1 man in the backfield, and that's Wilson. High snap, he wants to throw. Now he's just going to run around to the 40, and he runs out of bounds with 4 seconds left. And there's going to be 1 play, and he hops up. It looked like he might have went down hard, but he does get up a little gingerly, and he is kind of limping a little bit. But, you know, him going at half speed is faster than anybody Howe has. Ball's going to be spotted at the 34.
And I guess, yeah, they got a chance for 1 more play here.
In the backfield is the freshman, Gear, along with Wilson, who's in the pistol. And now they look to the side for the play. This is going to be the final play, one would think, of the first half. Ball at the Howe 34-yard line. If you got something up your sleeve, now's the time to do it. Gear is in the backfield with Wilson. 3 receivers to the left side, far side. 1 to the near is Smith. Wilson wants to throw, and now he's flushed out. Now he does want to throw deep down the field, and that one is almost intercepted, and then it almost went into the receiver's hands.
Whoa.
That was nearly the 5th turnover of the first half, but it goes in and out of, I believe that was Jones, his hands. And then when it went through his hands, I thought the receiver was going to catch it.
And if he would have caught it, he had nobody in front of him between him and the end zone.
I'm not sure he could have stopped in time before he went out of bounds to turn around and score. He maybe, I don't know. We'd have to look at the film to see if that could take place. But, man, oh, man, the story of the first half, 4 turnovers, no offensive touchdowns. You have a pick 6, and that's it.
You know, we thought coming in this game, we thought this would be kind of a shootout here. We all had high scores in the 30s and 40s. Who knew the defenses would show up here, and we'd have a defensive battle here, 7-0.
Who would have ever thought that?
I don't know. I mean,
my head's spinning.
I knew it would be a little lower scoring because of the rain, but I didn't think it'd be like this.
All right, we'll take a timeout. We got the halftime show coming up. Caroline Slauson and you, Justin White, you'll take that over.
All right,
so let's take a quick timeout. We'll come back with the Old Men in the Coffee halftime show, sponsored by Baker AC and Heating.
When I was a kid, we didn't know what a costume was. Well, if you live off out in the country, you know, there's not that many kids and all, not that many people around close. Sometimes we'd go into town and parents would take us into town and let us trick or treat. Tootsie Rolls. Still is.
Sometimes we get turned up at the coffee shop, but at Baker AC and Heating, we want to make sure your heat gets turned up or your AC gets turned down. Celebrating 50 years in business with all of our friends, not just the ones at the coffee shop. Still located on Highway 5. Come by and see us.
Attention Bulldog Nation. Come down to the Sonic and Howe for half-price shakes after 8. When the Bulldogs are home, they'll even stay open for you rough, tough Bulldogs until 11 p.m. Sonic of Howe is where you get great food and big smiles and a little message for our Howe Bulldogs football players. Go Bulldogs fight, Bulldogs win, win, win. This is how you Sonic. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
If you've ever been in an automobile accident, who do you trust for your needed repairs? Star Auto Body is Texoma's most trusted body shop, serving all of Grayson County and surrounding counties since 1992. Star Auto Body is locally owned and operated. Services include major collision repairs with or without insurance claims, minor cosmetic repairs, parts replacement, and refinishing. Choose Star Auto Body and Alignments in Howe, Texas, 903-532-5365. Star Auto Body of Howe, Texas.
This is attorney Kimberly Killebrew. I'm a Howe resident with 27 years experience practicing family law. I service the greater North Texas area, including Grayson, Collin, and Denton counties. Call 214-432-1595 to schedule a consultation to discuss your divorce, child support, custody, or family law needs. Mention this ad and you receive a free 15-minute phone conference. In-person appointments are available in Grayson County or our principal office in Plano, Texas.
Welcome to the Old Men at the Coffee Shop Halftime Show, sponsored by Baker AC and Heating. Now here's Caroline Slauson, Justin White, and Blake Burnett.
Hi, Justin. How are you?
I'm
Man,
good.
It feels so good out
I bet it feels good in here, doesn't it?
Man, y'all just have it made up here. I'm just telling you. I think it's getting worse out there.
The rain's, it's a good drizzle coming down.
Yeah.
It stopped earlier right before the game, wasn't it?
No, it didn't stop.
It never stopped,
but,
huh?
Yeah. Well, welcome back. I'm going to try to say this. Ernest Hawkins Field at Memorial Stadium. Is that correct?
I believe so.
Well, welcome back. Hey.
All
we're
right.
here. 7-0 at half. Bulldogs on top of the Tigers. It's exactly like y'all been saying. It's insane that it's only 7-0.
Yeah, there's been 4 turnovers in the game. You think about it, there were two fumbles by the Tigers in the first, I believe, 2 possessions, of the first 3 possessions there. And in Tiger territory there, they had the ball around the 30, maybe 40-yard line, and the Bulldogs able to recover and couldn't do nothing with it. It got turned back over on downs, I think on both times. And they had another fumble there in the second quarter, and again down in Tiger territory, couldn't punch that in. That was intercepted there later on. And then they finally had the pick six. They finally got something going there as Commerce was starting to march. Commerce has had a couple of good drives deep in Bulldog territory, and the Bulldog defense has done a great job of just tightening the screws when they get down into the red zone inside the 20, inside the 10-yard line there, and able to get that pick six there for Elvington. And I went back to that pick six there. Stephen Waldrop on the pass rush there was barreling down there on Jaden Wilson and kind of made him try to get rid of that ball. I think he was trying to throw it away, and Elvington saw that coming, and it didn't go far into out of bounds as he'd like to, and stayed in the field of play, and Elvington able to pick it off and go the other way. And so that's, as I said earlier, the Commerce defense is the MVP of this game. The fact that they've been able to have 4 turnovers and still keep Howe out of the end zone.
Absolutely, both defenses. I was thinking earlier in the game, it's going to. I think this game is going to come down to these defenses, and just who messes up first, just slips, just a little slip. I can say though, being down there and seeing it, I'm actually kind of surprised there hasn't been more, at least ball out and maybe even more turnovers, because this rain really is messing with really both of these teams.
What's it like on the sideline? Are they frustrated, or when they come back, or they just try to stay calm, or
no? Really, the only really frustration I have seen, to be honest, is the issue with this dry ball, the interception that Haley threw right here at the end. You notice there wasn't a spiral. It was really wobbly, and Coach Lynch was really upset with the ball boys and really want them to get the ball more dry.
I heard him over here. I was taking my headphones off during one of the commercial breaks. I heard him say, dry ball. Let's make sure we got a dry ball here.
Yeah. I tried to talk to both the ball boys, and neither one of them felt comfortable to talk to me. And I asked, well, what do they say to you? Is there anything I can say? And they just said, Coach Lynch yells if we don't dry the ball. So
well, that's enough to
that was it.
Put the fear of God in you, I guess.
Yeah, I can tell you, it does. I was just there, and he's not messing around. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I saw him earlier too. He kind of leaned back, kind of put his hands on, slammed his hands on the table, and just kind of, you could tell if there's frustration with this with the offense not being able to get going here. And Jalen, we're looking at some of the weapons here for the Bulldogs. They don't have everybody. Carson Daniels is out, but you have Leighton Elvington, who I think is a good replacement there for Carson. Brandon Williams isn't in either, but Leighton is used to being in the backfield, being a backup quarterback. He's got the experience being on varsity, so I think he's a viable substitute in there for those 2 guys that are out. But you have him, and you have Caden Harmon back, who came back after last week. You got Jalen Thornton. So you got a lot of your horses that you kind of rely on here for tonight, and you just got to hope at some point you find something. You make the adjustments here at halftime. The Bulldogs are always good at making adjustments at halftime, offensively and defensively, and see what they can do here.
Well, like you had said, we talked about, we all had scores, kind of blown out and pretty close. However, it is 7-0. I do think that had it be dry, it would be a completely different story.
Oh yeah, I think there'd be more points scored right now. Not as many turnovers, probably cut it in half.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, speaking of halftime adjustments, what do you think they are adjusting in the locker room right now?
I think trying to get Jalen the ball a little bit more, put him on the outside. They've tried to go long here on some of these post patterns here. They've been seeing single coverage, man-on-man coverage, and allowing Caden Harmon and Jordan Jones and Kobe Winden to kind of use their speed and their athleticism downfield. And I think defensively, you got to tackle a lot better. There have been so many missed tackles on Basham and Dunbar, and you better hope that Jaden Wilson, they don't have more quarterback design runs, because that kid is fast.
Just so fast.
And he's elusive.
On their side, yeah.
And I've said 2 or 3 times the first half, the Bulldogs have had trouble with evasive quarterbacks. I mean, you think of Luke Shepard for Raines. He was more of a read option, but just quick, fast quarterbacks are an Achilles heel for the Bulldog defense. So you better hope that they don't figure that out.
Well, Wilson he's got to be a track star. He has that long stride, and he just goes. I mean, it's just that quick.
Well, I remember last year when playing against Commerce back in Howe, the 2 things I remember is that was a lot like this game as far as the rain. It was rainy. It was muddy. Their uniforms, Howe's uniforms, were like brown by the end.
Who are you talking to about mud? I was out there.
Yeah, remember they were around the 40-yard line was like a big mud pit that was starting to develop.
Oh, yeah.
And so that and the fact that Brad Caldwell, who was a receiver this year, was their quarterback last year, and he gashed the Bulldogs' defense with long quarterback runs.
Well, quite different from last year to this year. 0-7 half, Bulldogs on top of the Tigers. We'll be back here at Memorial Stadium for scores around the area, and Blizzard will break down the first half here on Howe Enterprise.
When I was a kid, we didn't know what a costume was. Well, if you live off out in the country, there's not that many kids and all, not that many people around close. Sometimes we'd go into town and parents would take us into town and let us trick or treat. Tootsie Rolls. Still is.
Sometimes we get turned up at the coffee shop, but at Baker AC and Heating, we want to make sure your heat gets turned up or your AC gets turned down. Celebrating 50 years in business with all of our friends, not just the ones at the coffee shop. Still located on Highway 5. Come by and see us.
Monty, now that we're off the air, let's talk about something important. When's your birthday?
That's an interesting question. It's in May.
Did you know that Bucksnor Barbecue will give you a free birthday buffet?
What?
All you got to do is show your proof of age and get a free Bucksnor Barbecue buffet for your birthday. They'll even include the drink.
Well, we're going to my parents for my birthday.
Well, Bucksnor Barbecue will keep that offer 5 days before or 5 days after your actual birthday.
Hey, I'll even go to Van Alstyne for that.
Bucksnor Barbecue is located in downtown Van Alstyne. BucksnorBBQ.com.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, and I will always be a Bulldog. I'm a proud graduate of Howe High School. The great leadership from our teachers and coaches helped me be able to become one of the few certified criminal law specialists in Texas. While I love the black and white, in trials, everything is not always that way. If you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas, you need to call me now at 903-744-4252 for a free consultation. I'm board certified by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas.
This is more than a bundle. This is way more than a combo deal. It's your sanctuary, your home field. It's where everything happens. This is your home, your car, your memories. And you want to be sure they're protected with home and auto insurance. As your State Farm agent, I get it. That's why I'm here to help life go right. My name is Ed Meacham, and I'm your Howe State Farm agent. Give me a call at 903-892-3923 or on the web at MrRedInsurance.com.
Since 2011, Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory has walked with hundreds of families through the most overwhelming time of their lives. Their job is simple: to make this season a little easier. What you can expect is a no-pressure, people-first philosophy, custom services for memorials that you'll remember forever, and reasonable pricing. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins have built a reputation over the past 30 years in the funeral business for making every family feel at home. Visit ScogginsFuneralHome.com or call 903-482-5225.
Welcome back to the Old Men at the Coffee Shop halftime show, sponsored by Baker AC and Heating. Now here's Caroline Slauson, Justin White, and Blake Burnett.
Welcome back to Memorial Stadium. Let me see if I can do it again. Ernest Hawkins Field at Memorial Stadium. This is Texas A&M Commerce. I feel like I'm in Durant with this field, like Lions, the colors. 7-0 Bulldogs on top of Commerce here in the half. A look around the area for some local scores. Sherman playing Wiley East tonight at home, 28-7. The Bearcats on top of the Raiders. They're in the just a few minutes left in the third quarter. Man, they're a waste of time over there. Denison at home against Frisco Memorial tonight, 13-14, a close one over there. Frisco on top of Denison, 6:47 left in the third there.
Is that Frisco High?
Frisco Memorial.
Frisco Memorial, okay.
Mm-hmm. And in Salina tonight, 35-0. Bobcats on top of the Coyotes. Just about halftime there, 13 seconds left in the second quarter. And a look at Bonham and Lone Oak, our district. Lone Oak up 8 at halftime, 0-8, on top of the Warriors.
And also the other score in our district, Pottsboro trailing. Rains trailing Pottsboro 22-14. That's in the second quarter. So Rains hanging around there in the first half. Also another score that's kind of important over in District 6. It looks like probably for the district championship would be Malakoff against Dallas Madison. Malakoff leads that 21-13. Winner of that game will probably get first place in the district, and then would play the fourth seed in our district.
Oh.
So you play either Howe or Commerce.
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of important there.
Yeah.
Whoever wins that game would play. Again, if things kind of play out the way they're supposed to be.
Okay.
So so Malakoff leading Madison 21-13 at the half.
Nakona on the road at SNS tonight, 12-8. Nakona on top of the Rams. 7 minutes 40 seconds left in the second. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm
Oh, okay. Bells at Blue Ridge tonight, 13-0 at half. Panthers on top of the Tigers in that one.
Let's see here. Bells leading. Oh, you just said that. I'm sorry. Leonard 19-6 over Whitewright. Caddo Mills 36, Farmersville 7. What else we got? Celeste leading Tom Bean 7-6. Have you said that score?
Nope. Oh, that was the last one I had.
You talk about Anna and Salina. Salina leading 35-0 over Anna. And I'm trying to see if there's any of those close. I think that's all I got right now.
Well, if you're interested in the Nationals-Astros game.
What's the score right now?
2-1. Astros on top of the Nationals, bottom of the fourth.
Astros Nationals lead that series, don't they?
2-0.
2-0.
Oh, did y'all watch that game the other day? It was dirty. It's awful.
I have a hard time. I don't care for the Yankees. I don't care for the Astros. So it's a hard one for me.
Goodness gracious. All right. Well, we're going to turn things over to the Blizzard. He's going to break down the first half stats for you. Welcome, Blizzard.
Thank you, Caroline. We'll jump right into this one. Howe's up 7-0 at the half by an 80-yard pick six by Leighton Elvington. We'll start with the Howe stats tonight. Austin Haley, 5 of 9 passing, 95 yards with 1 interception. He's been sacked 3 times as well. Jalen Thornton adds 1 catch for 10 yards, 8 carries for only 11 yards tonight. He also adds 3 tackles and a fumble recovery on the defensive side of the ball. Caden Harmon, 1 carry for 1 yard. We're not getting the running attack going tonight. 3 catches for 40, though. Colby Winden, 1 catch for 45 yards to lead the Bulldogs in receiving in the first half. J.C. Helpenstell, another stellar night in the first half, 8 tackles and a forced fumble. Leighton Elvington adds 4 tackles, also with the pick six. Stephen Waldrop, 3 tackles, a fumble recovery, and 2 quarterback pressures. One of them led to the pick six by Leighton. Jackson Atkins leading up front on the D-line with 7 tackles and also adds a fumble recovery. Now we will jump into the Commerce stats. They are running the ball and running the ball. They are just fumbling all night. 3 of them so far on the night. Zay Basham, 14 carries for 123 yards and a fumble. Dalen Dunbar, 7 carries and 62 yards, and he runs hard, I tell you.
13, you said 13 for 62?
7 for 62 for Dunbar.
Almost 9 yards a carry.
Yeah. And all of them, he breaking about 2 tackles a run.
You think that's poor tackling on the Bulldogs? You think that's just hard running by Dunbar?
I believe it's both, and the conditions of him having a slick jersey tonight is also not helping the Bulldogs. Jaden Wilson has 4 carries for 30 yards, and he is by far the fastest player on the field. Commerce might want to run him some more in the second half because he has got blazing speed. He is also 2 of 5 passing for 19 yards and an interception. The Commerce defense is led by Wade Nicholson, 4 tackles and a pick. Brad Caldwell, 5 tackles, a sack. And Henry Serrano, 4 tackles, a sack, and a quarterback pressure tonight.
So if you're making adjustments, your Coach Jay at the half, what would you say?
We talk about tackling. That first half tackling was not something you want to show anybody. That was awful.
Not something you want to put in a coach's clinic, huh?
No. I would take that far away. I wouldn't even show 6th graders that because it was pitiful. Now what the Bulldogs need to do, the zone run is really what Commerce is running, little stretch plays to the left and right with Dunbar and Basham. We've got to get some more speed on that D-line. Our D-line, they're not blocking people, and their running backs are running right by them because they're not fast enough to get to them. We've got to get more speed on the D-line.
Hopefully those are some adjustments maybe that Coach Jay and Coach Zagleski will make in the halftime. So, all right, thank you, Blizzard. We'll take a break here right quick. Bulldogs leading 7-0 over the Tigers here at halftime.
To compete at the highest level, you need reliable teammates to share the load, strong leadership, and unquestionable character. It's true in athletics, and it's true with financial services. At Independent Bank, we understand success on the field is a result of unseen hours of hard work and preparation long before the first whistle. Visit any of our branches, and you'll find local bankers invested in the community, committed to building strong business partnerships and helping families reach their financial goals. Independent Bank is proud to be a part of Howe Student Athletics. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
When I was a kid, we didn't know what a costume was. Well, if you live off out in the country, there's not that many kids and all, not that many people around close. Sometimes we'd go into town and parents would take us into town and let us trick or treat. Tootsie Rolls. Still is.
Sometimes we get turned up at the coffee shop, but at Baker AC and Heating, we want to make sure your heat gets turned up or your AC gets turned down. Celebrating 50 years in business with all of our friends, not just the ones at the coffee shop. Still located on Highway 5. Come by and see us.
Well, we are at the half. And let's recap the first half for you. Howe really dominated it, but only has 7 points to show for it. The Bulldogs got the ball first as J.C. Helpenstell won the toss, elected to receive. So the Bulldogs took it, went 4 plays, punted to Commerce, who took it at their own 24-yard line for the first time this evening, and they drove 5 plays before fumbling it to Howe. Howe got it at the Commerce 43-yard line, but had to punt. So kind of back and forth in this cold, rainy, nasty night. Commerce got the ball with exactly 7 minutes at their own 21-yard line and fumbled on the first play, which gave Howe the ball at the Commerce 20. They drove inside the 13-yard line before they were turned away on a turnover on downs when Serrano made a sack on Austin Haley. And that gave the ball back to Commerce at their own 24-yard line. And from that point, they drove down 9 plays all the way to the 15-yard line, talking about Commerce. And just when you thought Commerce was about to tie the football or actually get on the board to break the scoreless game, it was pressured. The quarterback, Jaden Wilson, was pressured by Stephen Waldrop. And Wilson just kind of threw it away. But when he threw it away, he didn't see Elvington, who picked it off and ran it back to the house 80 yards for the pick 6. And that gave Howe a 7-0 lead after the Kevin Flores PAT at the 130. I can't talk, at the 132 mark. So Commerce got the ball back with 1:25 remaining in the first at their own 39-yard line and drove 11 plays and attempted a 27-yard field goal by their place kicker, Ruben Castenda, but it was no good. So Howe took the ball at their own 10-yard line and drove to the 45 before they were forced to punt the ball back to Commerce, who pinned it. Howe pinned it inside the 1 on a great play. Believe it was Colton Thurman who downed it at the 1 yard line, but Commerce was able to draw the defense off sides, which got them out of their own end zone and up to the 6 yard line. 2 plays later, fumbled again. This time Thornton got it for Howe, who gave him the ball at the Commerce 32 yard line. All this great field position, but nothing to show for it. Only the pick 6. Howe drove 6 plays, and Haley threw his first interception of the night, and that gave Commerce the ball at the 8 yard line. They drove down to the 34 before they ran out of time and space, and here we are with the Bulldogs coming through the tunnel for the second half. And they're going to have to pick it up a little bit. They're running out a little gloomy, if you ask me. It's time to pick it up. You're exactly 24 minutes away from the playoffs if you play well here in the second half. You've got to just maintain your 1-score lead. So the Bulldogs are back out on the field, Justin White, as everybody gets situated back in the booth. The Blizzard and Caroline making her way down on the field here momentarily. Commerce is making their way back on as well on the far side. There's still umbrellas out. I don't know how much it's raining.
I was just thinking as I come up here, I was like, man, there are some Bulldog faithful here because it's cold and dreary and it's just miserable out there.
You know, and the bad part as well is the concession stand situation and the restroom situation. This is a beautiful stadium. Let me tell you, first of all, before we start harping a little bit, it's a beautiful stadium.
It really is.
I mean, this is a playoff type stadium.
Mm-hmm.
The disadvantage is there's no concessions on the visiting side over here. You got to walk all the way around to Highway 24 to get you a bottle of water.
And that's a long walk.
If you want to go to the restroom, there's some porta potties out back. So
and between the sidewalk and the porta potties is a lot of swampy water, a lot of marshy. So if you brought your good shoes in, you're in trouble.
But it's a great stadium.
It really is. Inside.
And we've had a lot of great hospitality here.
We really have.
So Commerce is going to start with the football first here in the second half. Howe getting ready to tee it up for the Tech Wave kickoff. Flores just waiting on the whistle, and there it is. Flores with his right hand in the air stands at the 45, takes a 5-yard step off to the football, a high pooch kick. Fair catch called for by Dunbar, and I can think of somebody else better to kick it to than Dunbar standing over there near the 30-yard line. Thankfully for the Bulldogs, the fair catch was in order, and Commerce will start at their own 30-yard line.
Yeah, probably a good thing he decided to fair catch that and let them set up camp there at the 30-yard line. We'll switch your thing to third.
Yes, thank you very much.
I happen to look over there at that.
Wow. You know, Michael Mosier never did that.
Yes. Always on Mosier.
Sure he's listening. Hello, Mr. Mosier. So we have some halftime. I wasn't here for the halftime scores. Anything crazy?
Pottsboro was up by 8 about halftime. 22-14.
High snap goes over the head of Wilson. He has to go back for it. He's very fast. Watch out. This could be bad. He runs straight up the middle, and now he's got a lot of room. And he's got more room around the left side. And now he's got the 40. Now he's got the 50. Now it's a foot race, and nobody's going to catch him. To the 20, to the 10, to the 5. What looked like disaster turned in to something great for Commerce. On the very first play of the second half, 19 seconds have run off, and Commerce with an extra point will tie the game.
Well, it wasn't by game plan for them to get the ball in his hands. It was a bad snap, and it's pretty bad when you say this could be bad when the ball goes back behind the quarterback. But with a guy like Wilson who's got the speed he does, it was bad. He got the ball and then just used his speed and athleticism to weave his way through the Bulldog defense.
So he will hold here for the PAT, which will be booted by Castaneda. It's a high snap again, and Wilson has to fall on it, and that could play in huge.
Watch for that. Watch for that.
Howe maintains a 1-point lead with the high snap on the PAT. We'll be right back.
Monty, now that we're off the air, let's talk about something important. When's your birthday?
That's an interesting question. It's in May.
Did you know that Bucksnort Barbecue will give you a free birthday buffet?
What?
All you got to do is show your proof of age and get a free Bucksnort Barbecue buffet for your birthday. They'll even include the drink.
Well, we're going to my parents for my birthday.
Well, Bucksnort Barbecue will keep that offer 5 days before or 5 days after your actual birthday.
Hey, I'll even go to Van Alstyne for that.
Bucksnort Barbecue is located in downtown Van Alstyne. BucksnortBBQ.com.
Hello, Bulldog fans. This is Juan Enciso, your local farmer's insurance agent here in Howe. We're here to assist you with your insurance needs, including auto, home, life, business needs, and more. We're vested in the community because we are the only insurance agent in Howe. Our office is at 403 West Hanning Street, or we can be reached by calling 972-382-6121. We're also on the web at farmersagent.com/JEnciso. I have the knowledge and experience to help you better understand your insurance coverage options. Call me, Juan Enciso, at 972-382-6121.
Ready for the Tech Wave kickoff. As your hit exterior scoring drive recap, one play, 70 yards, Jaden Wilson on the scramble. And here is an onside kick going to be taken by an up man from Howe. Thank goodness Hunter Brusso was right there, who had it land right in the bread basket, right between the 2 and the 4, and he went straight down. Nice job, Hunter Brusso. And Howe maintains a 1-point lead thanks to a botched snap on a PAT. And we were talking a moment when the ball went over his head. It scared me worse than if he had just ran just normal.
That's why I'm saying that it's bad when it goes over your head and think that's usually a good play, but that's a bad play. You said he does things better when they're on everything's helter-skelter there.
So Howe has the ball at their own 43-yard line. I formation with Haley under center. Handoff Thornton, right tackle. And he'll make his way for a yard or two to the 45.
Well, Thornton, they need to get him going. He only had 8 carries for 11 yards in the first half. And so they've done a pretty good job of bottling him up, so they've got to get him going in the run game. Maybe try to get him on the outside. Even if they can't get him on the ground, maybe get him on these little bubble screens or something.
Had a picture sent to me by Jennifer Daniels. Carson Daniels listening to the game.
All right.
Tuned in, glued to it. Glad you're listening, Carson. Can't wait for you to get back over here on the field. Second down and 8. Haley still under center, and this will be a toss near side. Thornton looking for a block from Ing, gets a block from Ing, and now it's a foot race. Thornton to the 35 and down at the 20-yard line. Thornton, for one of the few times tonight, had space on the edge, and he was almost gone.
Exactly what I was saying. Get him in space, get him speed, get him on the outside, and let him use that speed he has, and we got him there on the pitch out to the left side. Got his blocker's head, good block there by Ing.
Ing with an outstanding block from the left tackle position. Haley goes to the gun now. Elvington. That's not Elvington, that's Brandon Williams into the game at fullback.
Wow.
2 receivers way out far to the right and 2 to the near. Thornton in the slot near side. Haley hands off to Brandon Williams, who escapes around the left edge, and he's down at the 12-yard line.
Brandon Williams, who we did not see in the first half, I thought maybe he was out, makes an appearance here in the second half and makes a nice little solid run here, an 8-yard run, breaks to the outside, almost up to the about 12-yard line.
Coach Jay looking around and saying, hey, I'm done messing around. Let's get some points on the board.
Absolutely.
Williams stays in the game at fullback, now to the left side of Haley, who's in the gun. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Man in motion is Thornton. He gets the hand on the jet sweep, coming near side, hit at the line of scrimmage. Not much doing there, but Ing pulls him for another yard or 2. Ing just grabbed a hold of him and started running backwards with Thornton.
He got pushed into Ing's arms, and Ing just grabbed him up under his arms like he's rescuing him and said, here, brother, I'll pull you 2 more yards extra, and almost to a first down.
So now it's going to be 3rd and a short 2, and Haley is going to be in the gun with Brandon Williams to his right. Thornton in the slot near side. Howe moving right to left towards the south end zone. Cars going by on the highway right past us. Thornton does not get, he gets the swing pass near side and is going to have the first down, I believe, inside the 10-yard line. Just a quick hit swing pass.
Well, you can see here that their goal is to get the ball into Jalen Thornton's hands one way or another, on the ground or through the air.
And they're not moving the sticks just yet.
Oh my, he had to be past the first down marker.
And still not. Are they moving it?
Well, they changed.
He was a step ahead of the marker.
They changed the first down.
Okay, now it's 1st and goal. There we
First
go.
and goal, yeah, at the 10.
Don't give me a heart attack like that, folks. Come on. They'll spot it right at the 10-yard line. As far as you can get for a 1st and goal situation. Ball at the 10. Haley under center. 2 men in the backfield. Williams goes in motion. Toss right side. Thornton looking for a block. Cuts inside and is banged down about the 5. Spins forward. He is in. It is touchdown time in Texas. And now a late flag comes in at the goal line.
I think that's going to be after the play. Jalen Thornton on the pitch out. He was banged down at first, but spun his way, pinballed his way, pushed his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Jalen Thornton was not going to be denied.
He was just like Dayton Dunbar from Commerce. What you can do, I can do. I'm not going down, and he didn't, and he scored.
Now, what is the flag at the end here?
Well, they're on for the PAT, so it perhaps will be assessed on the kickoff, whatever it may be. It's a 10-yard touchdown for Thornton at the moment, and Flores is lining up for the PAT. The officials are still talking about it, I guess. I guess I can go ahead and change the scoreboard, right? Where is Carson Grogan?
Maybe listen to us.
12-7. At the moment, or 12-6 rather. What am I doing? Commerce 6. I'm changing the wrong score. I don't want to do that.
Don't do like Bonham did to Howe a couple weeks ago. Add an extra point on there.
And the PAT by Flores is high and true. Howe extends the lead 13-6. Man alive, we'll be right back.
To compete at the highest level, you need reliable teammates to share the load, strong leadership, and unquestionable character. It's true in athletics, and it's true with financial services. At Independent Bank, we understand success on the field is a result of unseen hours of hard work and preparation long before the first whistle. Visit any of our branches, and you'll find local bankers invested in the community, committed to building strong business partnerships and helping families reach their financial goals. Independent Bank is proud to be a part of Howe Student Athletics. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This is Larry Mays. I'm the master plumber and the owner of Torque Plumbing in Howe, Texas. We do commercial and residential plumbing, everything from major construction of new restaurants to service plumbing calls to local citizens. We even service water heaters. We're located here in Howe off of Highway 75 at 102 South Collins Freeway. We're family owned and operated and are vested into the Bulldog community. Give us a call at 903-532-0525.
Mention this ad for free service calls.
We're just about ready for the Tech Wave kickoff. There's 9:26 remaining on quarter number 3, and Flores is going to bang this one deep. With the penalty, it goes out of the end zone. The penalty was against Commerce. It was a personal foul, which allowed Howe to scoot it on up and kick from the 45, and he banged it out of the end zone. So let's give you a hit exterior scoring drive recap. 6 plays, 43 yards for Howe. And it was Jalen Thornton on a toss sweep to the right side who could not be tackled and barreled his way into the end zone. With the PAT, it's 13-6 with 9:26 remaining in quarter number 3.
And that was Jalen Thornton's 8th touchdown of the season.
14-6.
There you go.
All right. Ball at the 25 for Commerce. And here's Wilson in the pistol. Now he wants to throw, rolling out right. Again, dangerous on the run. He's going to tuck it. He's got the 25 and knocked down hard by Elvington. Took his legs out from underneath him, and that's one way to stop Wilson. He gets up a little bit gimpy.
I like that Elvington saw him coming and was ready. He was in a defensive stance, had his knees bent, shoulder square, and able to put a helmet right on the thigh there of Wilson. That's why Wilson got up a little gimpy there.
He'll stay in the game and stay at the pistol. And Gear is in at tailback, the freshman. 2nd down and 9 for Commerce, moving left to right. Handoff, Gear up the middle, a big hole. Elvington again brings him down and flips him end over end. Gear up for good yardage near the first down marker at the 32-yard line. 33-yard line.
Again, they just get that pistol formation, hand off from deep back behind the center. It gives him a chance to get a running start up to the line of scrimmage there, and then plow his way over for a few yards.
14-6, Howe in the lead. 8:24 and rolling. And now Caldwell will go in the Wildcat look. with 2 slots. Caldwell shotgun formation. This is where he likes to run, and he does. Left side, picking and choosing a hole, and not much room there, but he might be enough for a first down, and I think he is enough to move the sticks. When they go in that short yardage situation, they bring the former quarterback Caldwell, who's a receiver now, they bring him into the backfield, and he runs well and runs good. He just gets to pick where he wants to go. There's not a designed play. He just picks.
See where he found a hole there, and he didn't really have much of a hole. He just able to, a good push from the offensive line, able to get enough for the first down.
1st and 10, left to right from the 36-yard line. Wilson turns around and hands off. I believe that is going to be Dunbar. Or is that Gear? And whoever it is on the very far side, it's kind of hard to see over there, especially cutting through the rain, and it's Gear, and the ball's at the 39-yard line.
Gear straight ahead run there, and good job by J.C. Helpenstill. He stepped up and just put a textbook tackle there on Gear.
Offensive coordinator, a new one for Commerce this year, former TCU and Texas A&M University Commerce quarterback who's been coaching A&M Commerce since 2013. Here's a handoff to Gear again, coming near side. Looking for first down yardage, is going to be just a little bit short at the 43-yard line, and that's Dunbar again in the game.
Good run there by Dunbar, trying to break it outside. Bulldogs have done a better job here a little bit tonight of in the second half of tackling from what we see so far. And it looks like a penalty against the
That's a
Tigers.
big penalty. It was going to be 3rd and about 2 or 3 for Commerce, but that one will push them back inside the 30, right at the 30. The nose of the football will touch the edge of the 30-yard line. And it's the 7th play of the drive.
So it's going to be a long second down now here.
2nd and 17 is what the scoreboard says. I'll go with that. 7:16 on the clock. And Howe with a 1, 2, 3, 4, going back to the 50. Going with a 50 look with Brousseau and Waldrop on the edge rushers. And this is going to be a handoff, and making his way up to 3 or 4 yards and not getting up real quickly is Dunbar. And we're told by the Blizzard that tip of the hat needs to go to Jackson Adkins tonight, holding his own against that big old offensive lineman right in front of him.
They got some pretty good big size boys on that line for Commerce.
You can imagine Adkins, who's been playing varsity for a little bit. Man, he is starting to dominate football games. Jackson Adkins makes a lot of tackles for a defensive lineman for sure.
Only a junior too.
Pistol formation, and this is going to be a handoff. Right tackle, and Waldrop hits him hard, stands him up, and here comes everybody else. No gain, and the ball's at the 33-yard line, and it's 4th down for Commerce.
Good job there by the Bulldogs. You saw Waldrop. He kind of stayed home on his defensive end position. It was a read option there. They handed off to the running back there. Waldrop able to shed his block there and hit him at the line.
Have I ever told you how much I love the 50 defense? I'm going to get me a red hat that says make the 50 great again.
Oklahoma defense, right?
Man, I love it. It's hard. It's not the same in 2019 as it was in 1991. I'll give you that, but I love the 50. Thornton back to return a would-be punt, but a timeout apparently is going to be called by Howe. We'll take our first one of the second half real quick. We'll be right back right after this.
Attention Bulldog Nation. Come down to the Sonic and Howe for half-price shakes after 8. When the Bulldogs are home, they'll even stay open for you rough, tough Bulldogs until 11 p.m. Sonic of Howe is where you get great food and big smiles and a little message for our Howe Bulldogs football players. Go Bulldogs fight, Bulldogs win, win, win. This is how you Sonic. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
Welcome back. Blizzard tells us it was a well-placed timeout by Howe because that would have been a touchdown. The quarterback was in punt formation, and Howe had no one on the far side.
It was an interesting formation there at that punt. It was kind of offset there on the right side, and so it was little bit different look.
So apparently the Tigers will try to punt this one away. 4th down and 13, 5:24 on the clock. Nobody deep for Howe after the timeout. A nice call by Howe catching that. And now Commerce will move some receivers over to the near side. A man sprints out of the backfield to the left, and he's split out wide. And it appears that they are going to punt. We've seen that formation, and it is a deep punt. Wilson kind of runs towards the line of scrimmage, and he punts it off the side of his foot. Howe's going to have great position as the ball bounces on the Howe side of the field, but at the 46-yard line.
A lot of window dressing there, a lot of people in motion, all for a punt. And then Wilson got it and looked like he reviewed the defense there as he was getting ready to punt it. And then decided to punt it right there off the side of his foot. So great field position for the Bulldogs.
So that's one way. If you're in this situation and you're Commerce and you're going to punt it away and it's 4th and you want your team to spend all of their timeouts, that's one way to do it. Start doing something crazy, even if you're just going to punt it. Just make it look crazy.
That's a good strategy.
And they'll call a timeout, and maybe they'll burn them all. And at the end of the game, when it's a one-score game, they won't have the one they need. Here's a handoff to Thornton, and he's going to be trapped behind the line of scrimmage. About a yard loss back on the other side of the 45 to the 44, about a 2-yard loss.
Big number 73 there for the Tigers. Anthony Cork able to shed his block there and take down Thornton. Still trying to get – he did a good job in the last drive getting Jalen Thornton involved, got his first touchdown of the night. Let's see if they're going to try to do that again here. I would think they would try to go back to the well here again on this drive.
Brandon Williams still in the game at fullback. 4:44 on the clock here in the third. He goes in motion, moves to the line of scrimmage, handoff Thornton near side. Got a big hole, and he's going to squirt his way across midfield to the 49 on the other side.
That was a good block there. Lead block by Brandon Williams. I thought maybe he moved a little quick.
I was concerned that they would get him motioning towards the line of scrimmage before the snap. There was no call. 4:18 on the clock. Haley in the gun. Williams to his right. And Thornton right behind him. So it's a pistol formation. Colby Wyndon will take a few steps out to the near side. Howe moving right to left. Far side is Harmon and Jones. Haley, handoff. Thornton met at the line of scrimmage and slung down hard by Caldwell, and he'll lose a couple of more.
Yeah, Caldwell read that right from the get-go.
And now it's going to be punt time for Howe.
Thornton right up the middle, right up the hash mark. And Caldwell plugged the hole there and threw him back for a loss.
So the Bulldogs have basically abandoned the passing game so far in the second half. And now it's punt time. It's 4th and 8 for Howe, near midfield, just shy of it. About 1.5 yards shy of midfield, and the lights go out.
Oh, boy.
So a bank of lights have gone out here at Ernest Hawkins Field at Memorial Stadium, and the Howe's trying to punt it real quick. They tried to get it snapped real quick before the officials blew the whistle.
Because there's no lights down on the side of the field where the punt returner is.
He would have been down there with no chance to really catch it. Although there's one little spotlight. It's almost like he's in a spotlight, like the field, like the Field of Dreams.
Like
he walks out of the outfield, and there's just a spotlight on him.
Well, this ought to be interesting.
So you don't know how long of a delay this may be, if any, but there is a bank of lights that are out. And this is a good time to talk to Caroline. Where are the lights? Where's the ones that are out? Miss Caroline, our Night Furniture sideline reporter.
Well, on the home side, man, only 4, 5 on the big stadium lights. Same over here, and it just happened. I turned around and noticed that on top of y'all's press box, the floodlights are on, and I don't think they've been on all night. So, I just happened to notice it. See Coach back.
High school principal Phil Kempson just walked right past me and said, "Hey, did you knock a plug or something? Did you kick something out?" So I don't know whether that's good timing or bad timing. Right before you were going to punt, there was really no momentum lost, so to speak. Howe really trying to punt that one away before the whistles blew it. But
well, it already seems it already seemed a little dark on the field. It just maybe just the way I was looking at it, and with these bank of lights going out, it's got even darker. So, and you see the floodlights over on the far press box over on the home side.
I think right now they're discussing whether the ball can be seen with the lighting that we have now. They just asked Jalen if he could see it. He said he could, and it seems that we are going to keep going.
Well, the Bulldogs are going back to their punt huddle. On the field, it's 4th down and 8. There's 3:19 on the clock here in the third quarter.
Saw Coach Farrell and Coach Jay come out there to the 40-yard line.
There is enough light to play, I believe.
There is. I mean, there is.
It'll be a little tough, but it's still visible.
Be interesting to see if any of them come back on at some point during the game. Hey,
there are a lot out. I mean, a lot.
We were at, about 20 years ago, we were in Denison, and it was a rainy night like this, and all of a sudden, lightning struck. It had to have been like 300 feet away.
Oh, wow.
I couldn't hear for about 3 weeks. It's crazy.
Are there lights out on every pole? Looks like they are.
All right, well, here we go. Ball just shy of the midfield, and Thornton's going to punt it away. It's a high kick, and it will be caught and dropped, and immediately, no, he spins out of a tackle. Look out on the far sideline. I thought he was going to be down. As a great chance to make the tackle back here at the 16-yard line, and unhappy with himself, I believe, is Colton Thurman.
It is.
And Thurman just bangs his hands on the ground because he knew he missed a tackle back there. And I believe it was Dunbar who was able to escape out past the 30-yard line. They'll spot it at the 32, so an extra 15 yards or so on the return after the missed tackle.
So let's see if this lighting affects, if it does at all.
So there's 3:03. And the ball's at the, 31? Is that right?
Yes.
So here is a handoff straight up the middle, and Basham runs for about a first down yardage to the 42-yard line. Now, you would think if you're going to run the ball, it wouldn't be that big of an issue with lighting. Throwing the football obviously would be more of an issue. We're at the 2:53 mark here in the third.
Commerce has not passed the ball much tonight. They've been on the ground most of the night.
Pistol formation. Wilson turns around, hands off again. Basham again. This time, pretty good defense by Howe. Only about a 5-yard gain. Basham jumped for the last yard or so. Ball at the 47-yard line near midfield.
Basham had 13 carries for 123 yards there in the first half, so, but no touchdowns, though.
Hey, I hope all these floodlights got pretty good batteries in them.
Good point. Yeah, good point.
Maybe they're electric. I don't know. Here's a handoff. Left tackle Basham again, and again 5 yards, and this one's going to be right at the first down marker. They're just going to go ahead and move the sticks. It's inside Howe territory at the 47-yard line.
Basham, we talked about coming in, had almost 8 yards a carry, and he's been doing that these last couple of runs here.
And now they do not move the sticks yet. The sideline crew had already taken off. And now there's no indication, and now they're going to go ahead and move it. So now they do move the sticks. 2:12 on the clock. It'll start here in a moment as soon as they get the chain set. Howe still with that 50 look.
That's what's been working right here, that 5 defensive linemen.
Brousseau on the edge on the far side, and Waldrop on the near side. Stand-up defensive end. And this will be a handoff to Basham. Left side, big hole, 40. He's got the 35. He's got the 30, the 25, and out of bounds somewhere near the 20-yard line.
Got the handoff and just a hole forward on that left side there, and ran past those 5 defensive linemen there and off to the second level. And he was off to the races there in a long run there out of bounds over near the 20-yard line. And Commerce has finally got something going here in the second half.
Ball at the 21. They'll switch balls because that one was wet. And they've been doing that all night. We'll have a chance to talk to Garen Langford hopefully here in a little bit. We're going to try to sick Caroline on that. Here's a handoff. Basham bounces it out left side, being chased down by Brousseau. He's able to get out of bounds on the far side near the 15-yard line at the 16. All of a sudden, Commerce is moving the ball pretty well.
Good job there by Brousseau. Couldn't necessarily make the tackle, but at least pushed him out to the outside there and made him run out of bounds for a short gain.
About ready to see one of those turnovers again, right?
Had, what, 4 of them tonight? Was it 4 or 5 of them? I think it's 4.
Wilson, pistol, handoff, right side, a pretty big seam, and Basham rolls over a defender. Levy rolled right over Jaron Ing on his way to about 4 yards. It's going to set up a 3rd and 1 at the 12.
Big third down here for the Bulldog defense.
Howe needs a stop. Needs a stop right here. Big stop right here. And you know this is 4-down territory for the Tigers. And every time Commerce has been in this situation, they've also either fumbled or had a big penalty. And here we go to Caldwell on a short yardage situation. We'll see which way he picks and chooses, and he goes left. And he's got a big hole up the middle to the 5. First down, obviously, and he's finally being brought down after about 7 or 8 Bulldogs that can't tackle him to the 5-yard line. It's 1st and goal for Commerce.
Good job there by Caldwell. As you said, in short yard situations, they bring in him as a Wildcat and just let him weave his way through the defense and found a hole, cut back to the middle, and then may have been Jalen Thornton. Thornton had a tough time bringing him down there at the 5-yard line, but a first down now, 1st and goal at the 5. Tigers knocking on the door.
So Cody Farrell coming out there and really unhappy with the officials.
Looked like there was a flag on Commerce.
And it is a flag against Commerce. And we mentioned a moment ago, every time they get in that situation, a big penalty has come back to bite them. And again, there's a big penalty.
It's hurt both teams.
Right now at the 12-yard line, we'll see where they end up spotting this, but that's a huge penalty.
Especially for an offense that was moving the ball here at will against this Bulldog defense on this drive.
So instead of a 1st and goal at the 5, Commerce is going to be backed up to about the 20-yard line.
What was the penalty? Blizzard, did you see the penalty? Maybe a personal foul?
Well, we're told it was a personal foul with a scuffle between Leighton Elvington and one of the Commerce players.
It was 64 Stapleton and 15 Waldrop is what it was, and 64 has actually been he's been holding the whole time. Lynch has been trying to get them to call holding for him the whole time.
So here we go with a 3rd and 9. Thank you, Caroline and Blizzard. And this will be a handoff left side. Basham trying to bounce it out. Far side's got the 20, and he escapes a tackle, escapes 2 tackles, and going to be brought down hard at the 21-yard line. So scraping over nicely are the Bulldogs, and Jordan Jones comes off the pile and runs towards the middle of the field a little bit to make sure everybody sees that number 3.
Great pursuit there by Jordan Jones. Great pursuit by the Bulldog defense there to try to break it outside. And they've done good tonight. Commerce has, when they go outside, to be able to cut back. And Bulldogs able to stay home. Good pursuit, and able to keep maybe a 1-yard gain there on that.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter. It's a 1-touchdown game, 14-6. Howe in the lead. We'll be back right after this timeout.
If you've ever been in an automobile accident, who do you trust for your needed repairs? Star Auto Body is Texoma's most trusted body shop, serving all of Grayson County and surrounding counties since 1992. Star Auto Body is locally owned and operated. Services include major collision repairs with or without insurance claims, minor cosmetic repairs, parts replacement, and refinishing. Choose Star Auto Body and Alignments in Howe, Texas, 903-532-5365. Star Auto Body of Howe, Texas.
Welcome back. We understand we may be not on.
Uh-oh.
If anybody is listening to us, give us a shout. Make sure that we are, in fact, on. We got a... it looks like we're on.
Sounds like we're on? Okay.
Okay. Although we very much appreciate Mama Blizzard.
By the way, Monty got you a score here. 3rd quarter, Pottsboro leads Raines by 1, 22-21.
What?
22-21, 10:30 left in the third quarter. Pottsboro leads Rains.
You know, the quarterback is out over there. You know, they're missing their own little Baker Mayfield, so it's the size show, I would imagine. Don't know that for a fact. The Blizzard called it. He said Rains would win tonight. So here we go. First play of the fourth quarter. It's a 2nd down and 9. This is going to be a handoff to Gear up the middle and bounces out. He's hard to tackle. He's got the 5. He's into the end zone. Touchdown Commerce with 11:54 left to go in the game. And they score on the first play of the third quarter and the first play of the fourth quarter tonight.
Kept it on the inside run there. Waldrop was trying to contain from the outside, but they went inside on the interior run. He broke to the outside there after the second level and off to the races there for Gear. And they're going to go for 2 as they're down 14-12. So an important two-point opportunity here for the Tigers.
Yeah, you mentioned right now, score 14-12. We are now in the fourth, Mosier. And you're right. I wonder if they'll go with Caldwell here, but apparently, yeah, they are. They're going with that short yardage situation with Caldwell in Wildcat coming left, looking for some room, and he is close, and he's in. The 2-point conversion ties the game at 14. And Howe, with so many opportunities tonight to stretch this game far out of distance, have not done so to this point. We'll be right back.
This is attorney Kimberly Killebrew. I'm a Howe resident with 27 years experience practicing family law. I service the greater North Texas area, including Grayson, Collin, and Denton counties. Call 214-432-1595 to schedule a consultation to discuss your divorce, child support, custody, or family law needs. Mention this ad and you receive a free 15-minute phone conference. In-person appointments are available in Grayson County or our principal office in Plano, Texas.
At Grayson Collin Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
Well, it was a 9-play, 69-yard drive for our hit exterior scoring drive recap. And that one was by Commerce. And it was capped off by a 20-yard touchdown by the freshman. And he can scoot Kendrick Gear. He put it in another gear on the far side, right side, and the lights are all back on.
All right.
And the 2-point conversion by Caldwell ties the game at 14, and Howe, who was in control basically the entire first half, getting turnover after turnover after turnover, was unable to score offensively at any point in the first half, and are now paying the price for it, as it's a tie ball game with 11:54, and after the penalty, now Commerce is able to kick it off from the 45-yard line, and they'll onside kick it to Brousseau, who handles it, thankfully, at the 29-yard line. A nice job by Brousseau. Man.
Brousseau's had 2 of those. He's had to scoop out the dirt there off the turf.
You know, yeah, it was a great onside kick. Brousseau, with all those years of trumpet practice, those fingers come in real handy. Those practicing that, catching that football.
Give him soft hands there.
Yeah, 29-yard line is where Howe will start. And offensively, going to have to start getting things in gear here. 11:54 left to go in the game. Tied 14-14. Haley goes to the gun. It is raining. That's been a problem tonight for both teams offensively. Lots of turnovers. Handoff up the middle, and that's Brandon Williams looking for somewhere to go, and he's met after maybe 2 yards, and all about 9 black jerseys meet him right about the 29-yard line, right at the line of scrimmage.
I'll give credit to Williams. He sidestepped a man and tried to make something out of nothing when he was hitting at the line of scrimmage.
He fumbled apparently on that play, and Jordan Jones was able to corral it and save the day.
So when he's trying to make something out of nothing, got to make sure you hang on to the ball.
Yeah, no doubt. 2nd down and 12. Left to right goes Howe. If they're going to be in the playoffs in 2019, they're going to need a good drive right here. 11:06 and rolling. 2 men stand beside Haley, who's in the gun. It's Williams, and it's Thornton. Haley wants to throw. Over the middle, he overthrows his receiver, Harmon. And a flag is down, and it was actually Jordan Jones. The ball was thrown over the head of Jones. I'm not sure how catchable it was, but Jones draws the flag, and that could get Howe out of trouble here. It was 2nd down and 12. They would be facing a 3rd and 12, but let's check the penalty.
See if they're going to mark it up.
Or is it going to be called against Howe?
Pass interference against the Tigers.
Okay, there you go. Boy, Howe escapes.
Wow, he did.
That's a big penalty in Howe's favor. And Commerce could be arguing that the ball was not catchable. It wasn't like it was way overthrown, but I'm not sure Jones would have had a chance to catch that ball.
It was going to be a tough one to catch. So, yeah, instead of going 3rd and 10, you move the ball up to the 42-yard line.
And you get a fresh set of downs.
Yep.
1st and 10, left to right. Haley, same formation. Waldrop to his left, and Williams bounces out of the backfield. Handoff. This is Thornton. He's got the 40s drugged down. Speed kills, and Commerce has a lot of it.
Jalen Thornton's used to being the fastest guy on the field, but, yeah, this defense here, especially the linebackers, they can really pursue and they really get after it. And just Jalen Thornton's had a hard time tonight getting anything going.
One thing you can't coach and you can't teach, and that's speed. Commerce just full of it. 2nd down and 11 after the 1-yard loss. Back to the I formation with Williams and Thornton. Haley goes under center. 2 men split out wide. Motion by the defensive line. Handoff Thornton. Straight up the middle, knocked backwards right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of 2 up to the 42.
This Commerce defense has come to play tonight. I've said it once. I'll say it again. They're the MVP of this game so far. To only give up 14 points when your offense has turned the ball over 4 times, and they've only given up the 1 touchdown. Really, actually, they haven't given up 14. They've given up 7.
Three receivers to the near side for Howe, and Haley is in the gun. Man goes in motion as Thornton. Fake the jet sweep. No, they give it to him. He's coming near side and he's tackled. A great open field tackle. The ball comes out, but the whistles blow the ball dead. Thornton had gained perhaps 4 yards, which would set up a 4th and about 5. And an injured player is down, and I believe that's Thornton.
Thornton's slow to get up. Caden Harmon is gimpy.
Up.
Caden Harmon is gimpy, so you got 2 of your weapons right now.
Thornton still on the ground. At the 46-yard line, not quite to midfield. It's 4th down, and it's punt time for Howe, and he's your punter. And Thornton's still down. You know what always gets these kids up off the ground?
A commercial break.
When I was a kid, we didn't know what a costume was. If you live off out in the country, there's not that many kids and all, not that many people around close. Sometimes we'd go into town and parents would take us into town and let us trick or treat. Tootsie Rolls. Still is.
Sometimes we get turned up at the coffee shop, but at Baker AC and Heating, we want to make sure your heat gets turned up or your AC gets turned down. Celebrating 50 years in business with all of our friends, not just the ones at the coffee shop. Still located on Highway 5. Come by and see us.
Thornton runs off the field. It's 4th down and 6. Howe at their own 46-yard line. And it looks like Jordan Jones is going to try to punt this one away. He's short, though, and the snap is good. And it's a low, wobbly kick, going to bounce at the 29-yard line, and it's going to be downed by Colby Lappin right at the 30. So 70 yards away from taking a lead, perhaps, is Commerce.
Well, the good thing is Jalen Thornton got up. And kind of glad that Jordan Jones was able to get off a decent kick. He's not used to really kicking duties. A good punt there by him and to set the Bulldogs or the Tigers at the 30-yard line.
Boy, you would, if the Bulldogs were not able to win this game, the taste in your mouth would just be rotten.
Yeah, this one's going to sting if you can't come out with it.
8:57 left in the game. Pistol formation for Wilson. Basham right behind him. He gets the handoff right up the middle, and he's good for 5, 6, 7 yards, just like normal. Crosses the 35 to the 36-yard line, a gain of 6.
Yeah, just right up the middle there. Brusso kind of stayed at his defensive end position, kind of waited to see if maybe it was going to be a read option and push him to the inside there and able to get a 5-yard gain there. We still haven't seen much of Wilson in the second half except for that big long run after the botched snap.
2 receivers to either side. Same formation. Oh, low snap. It goes right by Wilson. And again, this is your danger spot. Now he's trying to create things. Back inside the 10 to the 5-yard line. Chased down. They're trying to trap him. And they do at the 2-yard line. They get him. They get him at the 2.
He sat back there and danced for about 10 seconds. But you had Caden Harmon. You had Hunter Brusso, 2 of your best tacklers right there just trying to swarm him, and good job there by Harmon to come in and get the tackle back at the 2-yard line. A huge loss.
34-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down and 38. Woo, Bulldogs, if you living right. And now again, backed up at their own 1-yard line, they're able to get Howe to jump off sides again.
And the thing about that, when Wilson got that ball, you saw everybody kind of get in the position like you're not getting past us. They were ready to swarm him, and the Bulldogs did a good job there of staying in their lanes, not over pursuing, and dropping it back. Now, who's this penalty on?
Well, I would imagine it's the same situation as a moment ago. It's actually going to be against Commerce.
You thought it was against Bulldogs, didn't you?
Yeah. We've seen it before tonight, but this time it was against Commerce. So back it up even more, which you can't back it up much more, a half a yard. 3rd and 39 inside the 1-yard line. Still pistol formation. Handoff. Basham trying to bounce it out near side. Looking for some room, looking for a block. Gets a block. He's got the 15 and goes out of bounds. I'm trying to figure out why in the world would you just kind of step out of bounds right there, but he does. It stops the clock. 7:22 left to go in the game. Game is tied. It's punt time for Commerce. And who are you going to send back there to return this punt? Is Jalen Thornton back in the game? No indication. He is back in the game. He is in the game. So it's
back yet.
It's 4th down and 29, and nobody's going back to return this, as it appears that Howe's not going to take any chances with these crazy formations that they have going on. Now the punter will stand inside his 5 at the 2-yard line. And that's Dunbar. Ing standing up, pointing at him. Dunbar runs a little bit towards the ball and towards the line of scrimmage and punts it away. No returner, so it's going to bounce, and it stops bouncing shy of midfield at the 47-yard line. Howe has 47 yards to go to punch it in, take that time off the clock, turn on the victory light, go to the playoffs.
And Coach Jay was upset at the referees there on the last one there because the play clock was at 0, and it should have been a delay of game, but they didn't blow the whistle. So Coach Jay was in the ear of the official all the way down the sidelines toward the other end. Missed call there by the officials there. I looked at it, it was 0, and the ball had not been snapped.
Ball on the Commerce side of the field at the 47-yard line. Howe still talking about it over on the sidelines. Offense coming back on the field. Jaron Ing leads them out. Colby Wyndon sprints to his far side position. Howe moving left to right. We're in the 4th. There's 7:11 left to go in the game. It is tied. Haley is in the gun. Brandon Williams stands in the backfield just to the left of Haley. Harmon near side. Waldrop near side. High snap, handoff. Williams up the middle, escapes for a few tackles on his way for about a 3 or 4 yard gain. to about the 43-yard line.
Again, at this juncture of the game, just something to mention here is, again, the snaps have been kind of low. That one was right about eye level there. Came at him kind of hard, so got to make sure you have good snaps here. Good when you get back there to Haley.
Ball at the 44 is where they'll actually spot it. Left to right. 2 men in the backfield. Waldrop with, this is going to be a handoff to Thornton. Left side, and he's got the 40, which we're going to be looking at about a 3rd and 4 here on the Commerce side of the ball at the 40-yard line. 6:26 and rolling. All Howe's got to do is get it in the end zone. Easier said than done when it's cold and it's raining.
And I'm assuming this is probably 4-down territory here at the 40-yard line. Let the clock keep running.
3rd down and 3. Thornton is really deep. And he gets the handoff right side, close to a 1st down. I believe he has it at the 35. Thornton kept spinning, and his last spin got him to 35.
And a good block there by Waldrop there. He came in there and helped him seal off his defender there to get him that extra 2 or 3 yards needed for the 1st down. So first set down for the Bulldogs, as they're going to take as much time off the clock as they can, 6 minutes and counting.
2 men in the backfield on either side of Haley, with Thornton dotting it deep, and now Howe has movement, and this will be pushed back 5. Hey, is it any warmer out there, Caroline? Is it just as cold, just as wet? Anything improving out there?
No, it's getting worse, actually. I think it's raining harder now, but the lights are back on. I don't know if y'all noticed that.
Yeah. And we can see that rain pouring down over. Now that the lights are on, it's pretty easy to see the rain coming down.
Yeah, it does look like it's come down a little harder.
Go ahead. Okay, 1st and 15 now for Howe as they push it back to the 40. And this will be Harmon on the jet sweep from near side to far, trying to cut it, and does for 5 yards, 6 yards, and will surge forward to the 34-yard line. So maybe about 6 yards there for Harmon.
Great effort by Harmon there as he's trying to find a way to get around that corner. Got around the corner and just kind of dove his way for about 3 or 4 extra yards after he was hit. We haven't seen the ball in his hands a lot tonight, but when he does it, he's been able to get positive yardage.
Haley has Williams standing just to his left. Thornton in the slot far side. Harmon in the slot near side. And now flags before this one can get underway. False start against Howe. So now instead of 2nd down and 9, it'll be 2nd and 14 as Howe. The only good thing you can say here is it's taking more time off the clock.
I'm about to say, it's like you're chewing a little bit of time off the clock, but you still got to put the ball in the end zone there.
So where they spotted it, to be honest with you, it's only a 4-yard penalty. They put the ball down at the 40. So here's Howe again, 2nd down and 14. Shotgun for Haley. Wants to throw. Near side screen pass. Harmon caught it. Hit immediately. Trying to bounce out of it. Can't do it. To the 36-yard line.
They run that tunnel screen. They've had pretty good success on that this season. But they were able to ball up Harmon pretty quickly. Harmon only gets a couple of yards on that, so it's going to bring up a 3rd and long here.
3rd and 11. And boy, you don't want to put the ball back in the hands of Commerce.
Are y'all seeing these what looks like lightning strikes over here? They're
No.
fireworks, so don't worry about it.
Okay, don't say. I was fixing to say,
It
don't
looks
say
like
that.
lightning.
Yeah, don't say that. Haley in the gun, Williams to his right. Gets the snap, drops back, 3 steps, looking down the field, fires it deep down the middle of the field, looking for Thornton. Thornton had it for a moment and dropped it. It goes right through his hands, but there was 3 defenders in the area. It was going to be a tremendous catch if he made it.
Yeah, threw that in triple covers there, lofted in the air. It was maybe just a tad short, enough for the defenders to come back and knock it down there, and so that'll be an incomplete pass and 4th down, and I guess it looks like they're going to punt for this one. Try to see if they can pin him deep again.
Oh, goodness.
Wow.
14-14. There's 4:27 on the clock remaining in the game. It's 4th down and 11. Thornton's going to try to pin them deep on this punt. And it's a kick off the back of one of his offensive linemen, and it rolls forward to about the 24-yard line.
I think it was off Elvington, too, off Elvington's backside. And Coach Jay is at the numbers. It kind of upset Layton. So it's not as bad as you would like to have been inside the 10-yard line, something like that, but instead it's at the 26, so it's not terrible field position as far as the way you wanted to pin them back, but a missed opportunity there for the Bulldogs.
There's been so many. That would be the theme tonight. All right, Blizzard, missed opportunities. 10-yard punt. So here we go with Commerce back on the field at their own 26-yard line. Defense needs a big stop right here. 4:22 left to go in the game. Commerce wants to take all of it. Wilson fakes the hand. He rolls out right. Being chased down wide. Waldrop can't catch him. He's too fast. He gets out of bounds at about the 32-yard line.
Kind of a bootleg there by Wilson, and got there in open field. And kind of thought he had some green pasture there in front of him, but good job, good pursuit by the Bulldogs to kind of keep the damage minimal.
Boy, if I were Commerce, I'd do that every play.
I know. I really
I'd
would
just
too.
do it every play.
I'm not sure why they haven't.
2nd down and 5. Wilson again in the gun, and this time they give it. And making a stop is Basham, and he's knocked back hard. If he'd have kept going, he'd have got pretty good yardage, I believe. But he ran right into big number 52, the linebacker, Helpenstell, who said,
Helpenstell and Jackson Atkins, too. Again, the two of the leading tacklers on this team. They're right into their arms and push them back.
2-yard loss makes it 3rd down and 6 coming up for Commerce. Big, huge. This could be the play of the year, Justin.
It really is. It is.
And if it's the play of the game, it's the play of the year. Man in motion, near side, and this is going to be Wilson wanting to pass, setting up the screen, far side, and his receiver was nowhere around, and it falls incomplete, and now Commerce apparently is going to have to punt. Mike Zagleski giving the signals quickly to the defense.
That was a screen pass that was trying to get to Basham, overthrew Basham, and that stops the clock there for the Bulldogs. It gets them the ball back with 3:33 to go. Be careful here on, surely they're not going to fake punt here, but
Dunbar is your punter, and at this point,
you'd be ready for anything, huh?
I'd be ready for just about anything right here, even at their own 30-yard line. It's 4th down and 6. And still no punt. And now he finally punts as he runs and runs and runs, and it's a great punt.
Oh, wow.
All the way down inside the 10-yard line to the 5. Man alive, what a decision to have Dunbar punt right there, because he pins Howe 95 yards away from pay dirt. 65-yard punt.
He got the snap, and it was almost like a rugby style, but he held on to it for a little while. I guess kind of review the defense, see what was going to happen there, and then a rugby style punt, and it took a great tiger bounce about 25 yards all the way down the 5-yard line. So the Bulldogs will have to go the length of the field, almost 3:17 to go.
Just when you thought, he waited till the last moment until he found, okay, I'm not going to be able to make this first down by running. I'm going to go ahead and quick kick it. And he just got it away. I mean, there was people all around him. So Howe's got to go 95 with 3:17 left. Thornton is in the backfield. And Howe has not been able to get Commerce to jump off sides to get that free play yet tonight.
I've not seen that.
Haley in the gun, wants it, gets it, and now a fumble in the end zone. Commerce may have it. Commerce says they have it in the end zone, and they do. Touchdown, Commerce. It was a bad snap. Haley had to go down for it and pick it up. Or was it even Haley? Was it Thornton? It was Jalen in the Wildcat. And Gear recovered it in the end zone for the touchdown for Commerce.
I was saying earlier about the bad snaps with the wet ball. You got to be careful about that. And it was just about to come out of my mouth. I hadn't said it yet, and deep in their own territory, the ball goes on the carpet, and they're able to recover.
So now Castenda for the PAT, and it's a bad snap. And now Wilson's going to have to run. He tries to throw it in the end zone, and it's intercepted. Why in the world would Wilson try to throw it? He could have ran it in pretty easily. But it's 20-14, and again, that's pretty good news for Howe if they're going to be able to get in the end zone. An extra point would win it.
Monty, now that we're off the air, let's talk about something important. When's your birthday?
That's an interesting question. It's in May.
Did you know that Bucksnor Barbecue will give you a free birthday buffet?
What?
All you got to do is show your proof of age and get a free Bucksnor Barbecue buffet for your birthday. They'll even include the drink.
Well, we're going to my parents for my birthday.
Well, Bucksnor Barbecue will keep that offer 5 days before or 5 days after your actual birthday.
Hey, I'll even go to Van Alstyne for that.
Bucksnor Barbecue is located in downtown Van Alstyne. BucksnorBBQ.com.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, and I will always be a Bulldog. I'm a proud graduate of Howe High School. The great leadership from our teachers and coaches helped me be able to become one of the few certified criminal law specialists in Texas. While I love the black and white, in trials, everything is not always that way. If you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas, you need to call me now at 903-744-4252 for a free consultation. I'm board certified by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas.
How big does the punt look now where Commerce was able to bang it down to the 5-yard line? Here's your Tech Wave kickoff, another squibber. Waldrop falls on it at the 31-yard line. And Howe will take over there at the 31. And as Blizzard says to us right now, that punt is the play of the game.
Well, I'm trying to look at the glass half full here. You got 3 minutes and 10 seconds to go. You got 2 timeouts in your back pocket. You're not at the 5-yard line like you were, so you're out at the 30-yard line. They missed the extra point, so you got a chance to score.
There's still all kinds of opportunities.
There
here.
are. It's just you just kind of put yourself behind the 8 ball here with that turnover.
And you got to have the mentality of a cornerback. Forget about it. Move on. Let's go. 3:10 left to go in the game. 20-14 Commerce. Haley in the gun sends Waldrop out of the backfield. And he's going to turn. He's going to hand off. And that's Jalen Thornton looking for a seam and runs backwards for about the last 5 yards of that 8-yard run to the 38-yard line. And some pushing and shoving in the secondary. And Harmon and others, and no foul.
Trying to make sure Thornton.
Harmon walked away.
Well, trying to make sure Thornton doesn't get in there too and get involved. You don't want to. This is the worst time to get a personal foul penalty right now if you're the Bulldogs.
Ball at the 39. Haley in the gun, low snap, digs it out, handoff, Thornton near side, same play, looking for a block, has the first down, steps out of bounds at the 46-yard line near midfield. Move the sticks.
Right now they're just running kind of these stretch plays to the outside here, and they're on the right side of the hash mark or the field here, so they're on the near side here to be able to get out of bounds if they need to stop the clock.
They marked it at the 47. Howe moving left to right. Haley, handoff again. Thornton, same play. This time he's trapped in the backfield, brought down by Caldwell for a big loss back to the 42. About a 5, well, they'll give him forward progress to the 43.
Caldwell had enough of that. He's got speed. He's one of the fastest guys on the field. They're at linebacker and able to pursue Thornton and bring him down behind the line of scrimmage, and the clock continues to tick.
I'm just amazed at the amount of speed Commerce has on defense.
I really do.
2nd down and 13 as Wyndon checks out of the game, or checks from one side to the other. They switch Harmon and Wyndon. It's an I formation look with Williams and Thornton. Haley under center this time. Fakes the hand, rolls out right, looking downfield, throws it, and it's going to be incomplete. Wyndon was, I believe, his target, but the ball might have been tipped. And there's a flag in the backfield. And Haley's not happy about it as he rolls his head backwards and looks at the sky for a moment. And Haley's not an outspoken person who makes a lot of emotional outbursts, plays like that, but he's obviously not happy with whatever the official mumbled underneath his breath to the other official.
Well, because he's about to go back about 10 yards here against a defense that's got a lot of speed and had a hard time getting the ball downfield.
Harmon will come back to the near side, and Wyndon goes back to the far side. And it's against Howe, and it's declined.
So make it
it's a holding call. So instead of backing them up and having second down and long, they're going to make it 3rd and 13. This could be an interesting call. We'll see.
Coach Farrell's got faith in his defense.
Both of Commerce's running backs, Basham and Dunbar, are in the game as defensive ends, pressuring Haley. Pressure coming, rolling out right, wanted to throw it down the field, has his man. It's caught, not a first down, but on the Commerce side of the field at the 49-yard line is Jalen Thornton. Haley did a great job of rolling out of the pocket, not feeling too much of the pressure. You would imagine for a 14-year-old that the game would be going very quickly, especially with heat breathing down the backside of your neck. But he coolly and calmly just rolled out of the pocket, threw the ball down to Thornton for a nice pickup of about 7 yards.
And Thornton, as you said, is going to be short of the first down. One thing I noticed, so Thornton got pushed out of bounds. That should have stopped the clock. Instead, the Bulldogs had to. They told the clock to keep going, so the Bulldogs have had to use a timeout now.
So there's 1:31 left to go in the game, and it's 4th down and 5.
I thought he got pushed out of bounds, and the clock should have stopped there. But either way, I guess it'll give a chance to the Bulldogs to take a timeout on this 4th down. And
yeah, Blizzard says that he thinks that they might have called a timeout anyway, even if he was pushed out of bounds, just to kind of talk about it and not hurley. This is the play of the game. This is the play of the season.
This is I was just about to say, this is the most important play of the year right now.
4th down and 5 as Howe's coming back out in their offensive huddle. Got to get 5 yards. If you're going to make the play out, you can still do it next week. You need some help, but if you're going to do it on your own, you got to have 5 yards right here. Howe runs to the line of scrimmage. Haley goes under center, and now he backs up and whistles before it gets underway.
Timeout called by Commerce. Little chess match here between Coach Farrell and Coach Jay.
Well, Jaron Ing came out from his left tackle position and came in motion from left to right. So soon as that happened, the timeout came out of the pocket real quick.
When he goes in motion, yeah, that's something there.
Yeah, that's something we haven't seen so far. And Caroline, you're right down there with the team. They're not too far away from you. Of course, she might not be able to hear us. I think she's talking to Michelle Carney down there. I think.
No.
Oh, sorry, that's not you. Hey, talk to us about the mood of the team. Are they down? Are they up? What are they like?
They're very up, very anxious. As what we got here, 1 minute 30. They hoping to come away with the win, but it's like we had said earlier in the game. If this is the turnout, we'll go back to those 3 possessions where we had it and didn't score.
Too many opportunities tonight for sure. For sure. Ball at the 48-yard line. Here's your play of the season. Haley in the gun. Williams to his right. Rolling out right. Throwing down the field. It's a low pass, and I think it's going to be incomplete, and it is. It's ruled incomplete. Right at the first down marker, he was looking for Waldrop, and he skipped it to him just a little bit. And Commerce will take over on downs.
And he had him. He had Waldrop open there, right there near the out-of-bounds marker, past the sticks. But as you said, he skipped it into a short pass. Incomplete pass there. Ball goes over on downs. 1:27 to go in the ball game. And that may be it for the Bulldogs.
Well, there's you always look at this game and say, gosh, so many opportunities.
This will keep you up late at night. This one right here will really stick in your craw.
How many teams win the turnover battle 4-1. Is that right? Is it 4-1?
I believe so.
4-1 and not win the game.
Maybe 4-2. Fumble and then Haley had a pick, but still.
So 2, yeah, 4-2.
Either way.
Oh, this one's going to be a tough one. Tough one. This one's going to be a tough one. Now, there is a $1.27 left to go in the game.
And bad snaps have been an issue here for Commerce.
You've got to snap it. Here's a snap. It's good. They hand off Basham straight up the middle for about 6 yards. Crosses the 50 to the 47-yard line.
No timeout yet called by Howe. They got one left.
A minute 9 on the clock. If they hold them right here, you would think they probably would. Still somewhat interesting. It's 2nd down and 5. It's a 5-yard gain for Basham. They're taking all the time that they can. There's 17 on the play clock. They'll milk that one all the way down as far as they can get it. 47 on the game clock. And they're going in the victory formation. 4, 3, and they take a knee. And Howe is going to let it go. No timeout. And the Bulldogs, Hunter Brusso rips his chin strap from his helmet. And some very deflated Bulldogs as this one feels like it just slipped away. It just slipped away. The rain washed it. What a disturbing feeling this is to lose a football game. You had 4 turnovers and so many opportunities to punch it in Commerce territory and were unable to do so. This team won the first half.
I was going to say, they outplayed them the first half. Had 3 turnovers there in the first half. Had the pick 6. And then here in the second half, as we said, the play of the ball game really was the punt. The punt by Jaden Wilson.
Play of the game.
Play of the game downfield. They were at their 30-yard line, kicked it all the way down the 5-yard line, and then on the ensuing possession, the fumbled snap there, they recovered in the end zone.
Commerce celebrating because you know what's happened to them. You know what this means for the Tigers.
Playoffs?
They're in the playoffs. They have clinched the playoffs.
Yeah, this one's going to hurt.
So Howe still has a chance, but they've got to beat the rival VA. Here's your school song fight song. And that is it. That is it. But that's it for tonight.
The season's not over. You got a big game next week.
A huge game next week. It's the 57th Silver Spike. You don't know how many more of those that'll happen as Van Alstyne continues to grow, and will soon be elevated to 4A, you would imagine. And as it might be a while before the two towns catch up to each other school-wise, enrollment-wise. So you just don't know. Next week might be the last one for 15 years. You just don't know.
And VA hasn't been the same VA they've been here the last couple of years. I mean, they're going to be in the playoffs, probably about the 2nd seed, but they've shown some chinks in the some cracks in the armor there this season here. They've gotten down a couple of games, and so it'll be interesting to see the Bulldogs. And I know they're going to be hyped up for that game.
One thing you have to talk about Commerce and give them credit for, they're just so athletic and so fast.
Mm-hmm.
That is a team with so much speed. And, you can't teach it, you can't coach it. You either have it or you don't. And they've got a lot of speed.
And they've got a lot of guys who are sophomores and juniors on this team that have that speed, so they'll be back next year.
So let's recap this one real quick for you. Howe took the ball first and had to go 4 plays and punt. Commerce got it. They fumbled, which gave Howe pretty good field position at the 43-yard line, but Howe had to punt it. They gave it to Commerce at their 21-yard line and fumbled, which put Howe in pretty good shape at the 20-yard line. However, they weren't able to punch it in, and when Austin Haley was sacked, it was a turnover on downs, which gave Commerce the ball deep in their own 24-yard line, and they drove 9 plays all the way down to the 15-yard line. It was Waldrop who forced Wilson out of the pocket. Wilson just threw it away, but when he threw it away, he didn't see Elvington, who picked it off at the 20-yard line and ran it 80 yards back for the touchdown. And that was Howe's points for the first half. That was it, 7-0, with 1:32 remaining in the first quarter at that point. Commerce got it back at their own 39-yard line and drove 11 plays and attempted a 27-yard field goal by Ruben Castenda, but it was no good. So Howe took the ball at their own 10-yard line and drove 7 plays before they had to punt. Commerce got it back at the 16-yard line, fumbled again. Thornton recovered this one, and Howe took it at the 32-yard line in great shape. But Haley threw an interception, his only turnover of the night, his only pick, and that gave Commerce the ball back. It was an untimely pick, too, right down there at the 23-yard line. Commerce got it at the 8-yard line. They drove 8 plays and had to punt it away, or turnover on down, I think it was. And in the start of the second half, start of the second half, Commerce took it at their own 30 on the very first play. The snap went over the head of Jaden Wilson, and you knew immediately that's trouble because he's so fast.
Which normally wouldn't be trouble for
It normally would not be for a quarterback, but he's so lightning fast that he was able to make people miss. He's just so hard to tackle and see and corral. He went 70 yards for the score. One play, 70 yards. They missed the PAT. It was 7-6. Howe retained the lead with 11:41 left to go in the third. Howe got it at their own 43-yard line. Went 6 plays, 43 yards, and Jalen Thornton scored from the 10-yard line, and signs of life from the Howe offense. They took the lead 13-6 with 9:26 remaining in the third. Commerce drove it 9 plays and had to punt. Howe took it at their 46-yard line, had to punt, and now we go into the fourth quarter. Commerce started at their own 31-yard line, and 9 plays later on the first play of the fourth quarter, running back Gear goes 20 yards for the touchdown to cap off a 9-play, 69-yard drive by the Tigers to tie the game 14-14 with 11:54 remaining in the game. It was a 2-point conversion by Caldwell that tied it. Howe took the ball at their own 29 and had to punt. Commerce took it at their own 30, had to punt. Howe took it with 7:11 remaining in the game at the 47-yard line. Went 7 plays but stalled out again and had to punt. Commerce took it with 4:22 remaining in the game at their own 26-yard line. 4 plays, punted, but the punt was maybe the play of the game. The punt pinned Howe back at the 5-yard line. And on the very first play of that drive, it was a wildcat snap to Jalen Thornton, who landed about at his feet. He was unable to pick it up, and it was Gear who recovered it in the end zone for a touchdown by Commerce to win the game, basically, and give them the 20-14 lead with 3:10 left in the game. Howe, with a valiant attempt at the very end of the game, started at their own 31-yard line and went 5 plays, but turned it over on downs on a crucial 4th and 5 to end the game. And Howe's playoff hopes are on life support at this point.
Yeah, they're going to need some help next. They need to win for one thing next week, and then on top of that, they're going to need to get some help. But I was watching Coach Jay as he's talking to the players. and you kind of see the disappointment on his from behind. You can see in his body language. He took the visor off and was rubbing his head and trying to talk to the guys. And toward the end, he was getting a little bit more spirited, a little bit more animated, and just trying to, I guess, pump these guys up as much as he can.
We're going to give Blizzard your headset here in just a moment. I think he's ready for some stats. So whenever he's ready, he can just kind of pop on in. And I think we're ready. Here we go. Here you go.
Let's jump into this as it was a nail biter tonight. 20-14, Commerce comes out on top. We'll start with the house stats. Austin Haley was 8 of 14 passing for 106 yards and an interception. He was sacked 3 times, all coming in the first half. Jalen Thornton led Howe on the ground with 22 carries for 90 yards, a touchdown. He also had the fumble in the end zone. He also added 3 catches for 18 yards. Caden Harmon, 4 catches for 43 yards tonight. Colby Winden, 1 catch for 45 yards. J.C. Helpenstell led us tonight on defense with 12 tackles and a forced fumble. Leighton Elvington, 9 tackles, a pick 6. Jackson Atkins, 10 tackles and a fumble recovery. Hunter Brousseau, 7 tackles and a quarterback pressure. Stephen Waldrop, 6 tackles, a fumble recovery, and 2 quarterback pressures. Now we will jump right on into the Commerce stats. Zay Basham, 24 carries for 206 yards tonight.
Ouch.
And a fumble. That did help the Bulldogs tonight, the fumble. Dayton Dunbar, 10 carries for 69 yards, also for Commerce. Jaden Wilson also added 8 carries for 72 yards. Those stats might be a little iffy if you look at it. He had a 70-yard touchdown to start the third quarter for Commerce, but he also had a negative 34-yard run late in the fourth quarter as well. 2 of 6 passing for Wilson for 19 yards and an interception. Kendrick Greer, the freshman for Commerce, had 5 carries for 34 yards and a touchdown. He had 9 tackles on defense, a fumble recovery in the end zone for a touchdown as well. And Brad Caldwell led the Commerce defense tonight with 13 tackles and a big sack. And on offense, he had 3 carries for 14 yards.
You know, you mentioned the 34-yard loss by Wilson on that run, and at that moment I thought, hey, this is going to happen. This may actually happen tonight. And it wasn't too long after that we thought, this is not going to happen tonight.
That was a big momentum shift, and then they had the next play, the Dayton Dunbar scoots out at about the 15-yard line, and you said yourself, why did he run out of bounds? He had nothing, and then the next play was the 65-yard punt, and that was the game changer.
It was. It totally. It was the ender. It was the ender for Howe. The punt all the way down to the 5-yard line trapped Howe way back in their own territory, and then the bad snap. And we've seen it all night long. The wet surface, the wet ball. Both sides were having trouble snapping the ball tonight, and it turns out to bite Howe the hardest at the end of the game when it counted. Yep. So a rough one. So we're going to end this one tonight for everyone who's been a part of this one. I'm Monty Walker. We thank the Blizzard with his lightning fast pin that he's working on with all those stats. I don't know how he does it. Justin White, thank you for your excellent color analysis. Carson Grogan had the night off. And we thank Caroline Slauson, who's probably on her way somewhere on Highway 24 already. Does a great job, obviously, all year long and has done. Everyone, I think this is a pretty good little broadcast crew for a 3A Division I school. So really happy with what we're doing. And we thank you all for listening. Not the result we wanted tonight, but, hey, next week you can't get much better than the Silver Spike, especially when there is still playoff hopes on the line. That game is going to have something to fight about. And the good thing is it's at home. The friendly confines of the muddy Bulldog Stadium. We'll see you there next week.
You've been listening to Howe Bulldogs football on HoweEnterprise.com. Howe Bulldogs football is brought to you by Sonic of Howe, Scoggins Funeral Home, Attorney Micah Belden, Buck Snort Barbecue, TechWave, and Meacham State Farm, Knight Furniture, Independent Bank, Star Auto Body, Torque Plumbing, Family Attorney Kimberly Killebrew, Juan Enciso Farmers Insurance, GCEC, the Old Man at the Coffee Shop, FBC Howe, the Howe Athletic Booster Club, Baker AC and Heating, Pitt Exteriors. This has been a product of Grayson Publishing.